Bro. Okay, everybody, it is not Thursday. It is now Tuesday, but because of an upcoming event down at the Boneyard, players wanted we're going to be going ahead Tuesday special this stream from the barracks, and we're going to talk a little bit about Airsoft Pro League and some other stuff later on in the evening. Of course, with me, as always, is my partner in crime, Battery from Assault and Battery Airsoft, and below me is the bourgeois boy, the Boneyard commander himself, Mr. Braxman. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody's doing good?
Yeah, bud.
All right.
Yeah, doing all right.
So one of the things that spurred this, especially on a Tuesday, because I really wanted to talk about this, we might still have a Thursday stream. We're not sure yet. It's all going to depend on where I'm at traveling-wise. But before we get into that, we wanted to thank our sponsors, Dead End Outfitters and HPA for sponsoring us. But have you guys heard about the Airsoft Pro League yet? I mean, this was going around some of the social media stuff, and there was like a little bit of backlash back and forth. Have you guys heard about this?
I have on Facebook for like 2 days.
It's been going around. So for those of you who don't know, let's go ahead and show you what sort of what's going on here. So I cannot wait for my new computer, guys. All right, so this is Airsoft Pro League. Let's go ahead and start off. We're going to play this little video of theirs. And there's no volume. Why is there no? Oh, that's why. I don't know what's going on with this.
Oh, shit. Look at the yellow camo. I'll rock it.
Highly trained, highly skilled, ex-military and law enforcement team. The Airsoft Pro League provides a platform
Ghosty boy.
Airsoft that has the ability to compete at a full level. Wait, but you didn't hear the best part about it. We're doing 4 giveaways for all the viewers who pre-order Season 1 of the Airsoft Pro League. Prize number 1 is a limited edition 150 T10 by KWA. Now, this is pre-upgraded out of the factory with a Gate Titan mouse set, a speed trigger.
What just happened?
Mark, what are you doing?
Oh.
It's a Ferrari of Airsoft.
Good job.
Oh, man, I hate this.
Don't hate the computer. Hate yourself. You did.
Don't hate the tool.
Love it or you hate it? I want to love it. Today, we're going to talk about what the Airsoft Pro League is and how to win free stuff.
I can barely hear it.
The Airsoft Pro League is a competition show.
No, there you go.
Everyday Airsoft athletes compete against
Nothing like technical difficulties.
Ex-military and law enforcement teams. The Airsoft Pro League provides a platform where the everyday airsoft that has the ability to compete at a pro level. Wait, but you didn't hear the best part about it. We're doing 4 giveaways to all the viewers who pre-order Season 1 of the Airsoft Pro League. Prize number 1 is a limited edition 150 T10 by KWA. Now, this is pre-upgraded out of the factory with a Gate Titan mouse set, a speed trigger, and a Titan battery. All in all, it's a Ferrari of Airsoft. We call it the Ferrari out the box. Number 2 is this SSG1 by G&G Army.
Tinker wants that thing so bad.
I'm not a big fan of that. It's weird. Not the way it looks, but it's fucking weird.
I want one just to have one, honestly.
So do I.
Today we're going to talk about what the Airsoft Pro League is and how to win free
What happened?
stuff.
All right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring Chris in. I'm sorry about that, brother.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So, bringing in Chris from the Airsoft Pro League, executive producer. He's been kind enough to come on and answer some questions. I know a lot of you guys that are out there in the Airsoft community have been asking a lot of questions. So we asked him kindly to come on, and we're sorry about some of the technical difficulties that we had there with like that stuff that goes on. But so right off the bat, the Airsoft Pro League, there's Chris, why don't you go ahead and start explaining a little bit about what it is, and while you guys do that, I'll get some stuff up.
Sure. So the Airsoft Pro League is going to be a new innovative look in competitive airsoft. So essentially, we took some of the best aspects of SpeedSoft, SpeedQB, some aspects of Milsim. We blended it in, and we kind of adapted the same format as American Gladiators from the 90s. So,
That's a cool show.
because of airsoft, the biggest problem in airsoft is cheating. So we adapted a house team that doesn't have skin in the game. They're unable to win anything, and that kind of curbed the cheating. And then, in the finals, they do end up going head-to-head, team versus team. But we wanted to kind of go with a house contractor team to kind of give the viewer, I guess, some peace of mind that, this game was going to be played in the most fair way possible. I actually own a production company. We are in the world of mixed martial arts. We're in the world of boxing. And now we're in the world of airsoft. And we're happy to be here. I play airsoft as well, competitively. So,
Dude, there's a cow in your window.
I know. I know. Sorry.
Did you see that, Chris?
I did it, but that's
All right,
funny.
Chris, our stream and what we do here is so unique that you don't know what you're going to see, like a cow coming through a
cow
window.
coming from a window.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
You don't see that in New York. You don't see that in New York.
You said you live in Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening in Long Island.
No, my family's from New York City, though. Actually, I was born there.
There's definitely a cow in your window. It's there. That's great. That's actually really fun.
All right. I'm sorry that threw everything off, man. We try to be a little bit more professional when we do these, but of course.
I know. I'm sorry, Mark. I forgot the window was open.
Well, you could have your window open. It's probably not 90 degrees out.
No, it's like 52.
Yeah.
This is actually like a dog, not an actual livestock for me.
That's great.
All right, so we're still having some difficulties here because for some reason this stream's not showing up on Twitch. Great. All right. I blame Chris. It's all his fault. All right.
It usually is.
All right. So now, as somebody that I'm on a lot of different social media channels and everything else like that, I get around in a lot of different ways too. But for Airsoft, I've traveled to roughly, I want to say 20 different states in the past 8 months. And I never heard of it. So one of the first questions I have is, how'd you choose the teams for the first season?
So what we did was, because of COVID, originally we've been planning this for a year. And originally when we sat down at the, metaphoric table, we wanted to bring the best talent in the United States into the fold, into Airsoft Pro League. So we started reaching out to a lot of people. And then COVID hit. So that kind of, threw a monkey wrench in I guess in the system. So what we ended up doing is we were playing, local games, and we started drafting players by playing with them and saying, all right, this kid's talented, that kid's talented, this kid's talented, this kid has a following, this kid has a personality. Our overall goal with Airsoft Pro League is to bring a mainstream feel to Airsoft. And that's, I think, the root of a lot of the backlash. I think Airsoft right now is a very kind of cult culture, kind of like punk rock was or skateboarding was, MMA was before Dana White kind of got his hands on it. And I get that people are protective over the thing that they love. Our goal is coming from a very pure place, and that goal is quite simple. I want to find the LeBron James of Airsoft. I want to find the best competitive Airsoft players in the country. And I think a lot of the backlash, from the, I don't want to call them smaller YouTube channels, but just from a number perspective, smaller YouTube channels, is that they understand something. If and when Airsoft Pro League is successful, it's going to phase out the influencer that is able to talk about Airsoft and maybe not be good at playing the actual game. And I think that's the root of a lot of the backlash. it's gonna transition to NBA, MLB, hockey, or any other competitive sport where the influencers are the people that are really good at what the actual activity. Right now, you can kind of have a good personality, know a lot about the sport, know a lot about the gear, and kind of get some type of buzz going. And I think that Airsoft Pro League is a format that, like Airsoft Pro League, is going to put that in jeopardy. And I think that that's the root of a lot of the backlash.
I'll disagree a little bit because a lot of the guys, obviously, when this came up, I was trying to find out who you were to get in touch with you, do a little bit of research to find out where this was coming from. I think the core of the issue that came up was that nobody heard about it before you started making the announcements. And then, of course, it's let's put it this way, it's social media, right? So when you're doing when you're doing your stuff, like you're obviously trying to get the name out there, you're trying to promote it to a bunch of different groups, and it's all of a sudden, oh my God, it's spamming. I've found a long time ago that sometimes, like, not just Airsoft, but most online communities generally are just little. They always get sketchier and sketchier each time. Like the members get sketchier and sketchier each time that somebody posts their same content. So I get what you're doing. I appreciate the drive that you're trying to do for it. Now you said that
can I just touch on that point?
Mm-hmm.
So look, I listen, I read, and I understand that. I've posted 4 times in Airsoft forums. Other people, however, they kind of weighed in on the situation, and but that content doesn't come from me. So as far as content personally and my brand as well, Airsoft Pro League, we've posted 4 times in forums. And then, we had some influencers that, some smaller influencers, like the bigger influencers, like names Nico, for instance, or Kicking Mustang. I mean, these guys, I talk to them every day. The guys with a lot of traction, I talk to very frequently. It was more the smaller influencers that I guess they felt like they were they are gatekeepers on the local scene, and I had to ask for permission or something.
What?
I'm not from the world of Airsoft. I'm from the world of mixed martial arts and combat sports. Okay, and I understand that, and I'm learning. It is a learning curve. That being said, because I'm not from the world of Airsoft, I don't ask for permission to do things. I put my own money up. I put my own time up. My team put their own time up, their own money up. So I don't feel like we need permission. What we're gonna do is we're gonna provide a quality product for people. I'm getting a lot of judgment over a tryout video. I almost wish I didn't put that tryout video out, but the reason why I did is because your previous question. You just popped on the scene and I don't know what Airsoft Pro League is. So we said, okay, let's get the community involved in the creation, the process that we're taking, and let's give the community an insight on the process that we're taking. None of the content, literally 0% of the content out available to the general public is what Airsoft Pro League is going to be. It is not even 5% of my production power. A lot of our mixed martial arts, boxing productions. I mean, these are productions that you see on TV. My partner does DeBella Boxing, UFC Fight Pass. So it's like the production power has not even been seen yet. So when I'm reading these blogs and they're like, this product is trash, it's like, they're kind of judging it on behind the scenes footage. That's literally what it is. That tryout video is behind the scenes footage. That's not the Airsoft Pro League by any means. So I just wanted to touch on it.
No, I get that. And honestly, I mean, I guess some of the biggest problems that a lot of people have too is that when you mention all the different modes, and so I'll just give the critiques that I saw leading up to it so that way you can respond. That the website has very little information on it. When you go to the website, trying to search any information on Airsoft Pro League, it just seemed like all of a sudden you just dropped out of nowhere, which I think is fine because I dropped out of nowhere. When I started playing Airsoft, I went from not owning any guns within less than a month, owning 8 guns and going to my first op within 3 months. Dang. So, So I get it, and I ruffled some feathers as well with some of the stuff that I've done. But I think that they don't know what game modes are. They didn't know how the tryouts happened, so there was not that information. The tryout video, I didn't think it was bad because I watched it to see what's going on with how you guys were going through, dude. I thought it was an interesting game mode. I have my own critiques. Like if I was that guy that was the LMG, I certainly would not have stopped pulling the trigger.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a rule. If he got shot, he was down for 15 seconds, and we kind of incorporated that. Also, we actually incorporated that game mode, and this is exclusive information for your blog. We incorporated that game mode in the actual season too, on a larger scale. So. Again, I mean, that tryout video was it was exactly that. It was a tryout for the players, but it was also a tryout for us. Airsoft, and here's from a production standpoint, and again, this is just coming from what I do for a living. Airsoft is the most hardest thing to film, and I'll tell you why. The hardest sport to film. Baseball, basketball, tennis, football, anything, right? The ball is the center of the action. So if you're a cameraman or a production company, what do? You follow the ball. Rugby, I mean, anything. Airsoft, if you have a team with multiple players, the action can be anywhere on the field. And that is the biggest hurdle. And that is something that we had to develop a proprietary system on how to film Airsoft. And we accomplished that goal. And I'm really, really excited to show the general public that we accomplished something in Airsoft that hasn't been done. I saw Battle Arena. I've talked to Mark. He's a great guy. Saw Speed QB. I did so much market research. I looked on every corner of the internet for something like this, and there was nothing. And the reason why, not that there was nothing, the idea was there. The foundation was wrong. From a production standpoint, the foundation was wrong. So what we did and what we accomplished is something special because we never at any point was the continuity broken, meaning every single person, every single elimination, every single objective, if they're getting in a shootout, both of those perspectives are captured completely from multiple camera angles. And then we have the ability, from my production team to now switch live into, all right, I'm shooting at Joker, okay? You switch live into my GoPro. Now I switch live into your GoPro with the perspective of receiving the rounds. Now we go to a wide angle, Black Magic, which is getting a kind of an environmental shot. Also seeing some of your movement. We switch back into your GoPro. Maybe we switch back into a drone. Now you're getting a drone following you. Maybe you're making a movement. Are you throwing a pyro? Whatever tactics you're using. We're capturing all of those on multiple camera angles and then being able to tell a story, a cohesive story from start to finish, from the first second of the round to the last 5 seconds of the round. We have every single perspective. So that is what I'm really, really excited to show the world of Airsoft as far as our proprietary system on how to actually produce it.
Okay.
Sounds very complex.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, because look, so Yordi and I were both YouTubers, so we understand exactly what you're talking about with trying to film the balls. Like, for example,
I do 3 cameras and I'm having a tough time.
So
it's impossible for one person to do it and get the whole story.
Yeah, so like we were just actually at an event over the weekend, and we had an issue where we needed to show like some stuff that should have been on screen, but of course technical difficulties with batteries dying and everything else, and the fact that it's a little white ball and you're shooting 200 feet away past a white thing, so now you lose track of the ball. It was kind of hard to trace it. Now indoor arenas I like playing at better because with the tracer rounds it's a lot easier to follow. I use the lighter BT. That's what's on my primary gun right there. And that one's so bright that I usually don't even have to put a hit marker because you could see the BBs hitting. So I understand the production value. And like I said, I didn't think that anything was bad with the tryout video. What I probably would have named it personally would proof of concept so people can understand. However, we have Greg Reese, who's one of the guys that usually comes on the screen. He runs Dead End Outfitters and Op 31. He has a question.
Greg.
What's the end goal? What does success look like for Airsoft Pro League?
That's a great question. And again, before I answer it, I just want to say I appreciate constructive information, really well thought out questions. And that's the type of question that I really enjoy answering. So the end game for, I guess, Airsoft Pro League would be a large streaming network such as Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon Prime. My mixed martial arts promotion actually is on Amazon Prime, and we have a documentary as well, is on Amazon Prime. Amazon, would probably be my third choice. My first choice, obviously, Netflix. More leaning towards a Hulu. But really, that's the goal here, is to get it on one of the three major streaming networks, meaning Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon Prime.
Nice, very nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, that's sort of what I thought that you're like when I saw this here. Now, would you say that Airsoft Pro League is more in line to the novices of the sport, or people that have not even seen the sport to generate interest for it?
100%. So coming into making Airsoft Pro League, our thought process was Airsoft has a huge, immense community already, and it's a great community. But there's still the conversation, and I have it every day. Oh, you're making a paintball show? No, I'm not making a paintball show. I'm making an Airsoft show. So my goal was to never have to have that conversation again, because Airsoft Pro League brings it into somebody's living room, and now they're living the game. So that's my short answer. Yes, it 100% is kind of leaning towards the person that's never picked up an airsoft gun before. And look,
Right.
I love Speed QB. I play CQB. I play Speed QB. I love milsims. I love airsoft in general. I'm a competitive person. So that's why naturally when I picked up airsoft as a player, I was instantly looking for how to compete in it, because I come from the world of mixed martial arts. I used to fight. So it's like, okay, I can't fight in a cage. I tore my knee in half. And it was like, I found another sport that I really liked. And I was like, how do I compete in this thing? How do I be the best in it? And there wasn't really any avenue. And then I started playing with, a lot of these local guys in the Northeast. And some of these kids are legitimate badasses that are actually very good at this activity. So I said, hey, let me put my my ticket in the hat for creating the foundation of competitive airsoft. And Roy from Speed QB is a great guy, and I've talked to him on the phone, and I think that so much homage as far as like what he's created in the world of competitive airsoft, and all the guys, Milsom West, and those guys, I don't really know them, but that's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. But I appreciate the reason why I'm saying that is I appreciate them creating the kind of the foundation that I could hopefully build on.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes airsoft needs a chance to evolve, and it looks like it's a progression for it. Now, for season 1, it looks like it's all CQB speedball type, speedball type. But I also saw some of your comments on the thing that your next step is to do milsim-esque, milsim type.
Yeah. So I don't want. Yeah. The reason why I call it milsim is we're looking at doing, and this is again probably I'm talking more than I should be, but I'll kind of drop this gem on you guys. We're looking at doing a shoot house. I don't think that a milsim, because of what you said, you lose the trajectory of the shot with a white BB. There's no way in a bright sunny day you're going to pick that up on a camera. It's impossible. So what it's going to end up looking like is pro paintball. And pro paintball is just this, and you don't even see where they're shooting at. You don't even see anything. You just see a guy hitting his trigger. I'm big on storytelling. I'm big on telling the full scope of it, and in immersion. And you lose the immersion because of that. So I think we're going to do a shoot house where it's like a tack house, essentially, where the whole house is wired up. There's non-combatants, there's combatants, and there's objectives, there's missions, there's points, and kind of do it like that. But again, this is kind of off the cuff, and nothing is set in stone. We're really, really focused on season 1 and really creating a product for season 1 that is just proprietary, innovative, and just very new and new for airsoft.
For the people that are, that don't like DID and stuff like that, they need to understand that we need some different flavors in airsoft. Honestly, let everybody try it out. And that, one of my question is, in order to somebody to experience Airsoft Pro League, let's say, are you gonna have like the area open for just regular everyday airsoft that wants to go over there and test out your platform and not be
Yeah,
on a season on TV or whatever?
Yeah. So how we're planning to do it in season 2, again, season 1 was kind of like as far as like the drafting and and we had
Proof of
great
concept.
players. I'm sorry?
Proof of concept.
It was proof of concept, but it was also COVID. Like COVID kind of crashed in the middle of the production train. I really wasn't expecting it. So, COVID shut down my MMA organization. And everything. It's just been a big problem. But so the short answer to that question is submit us gameplay. Like if you guys want to get included, and this for the audience, right? If you guys want to get included in Airsoft Pro League or even curious on what it is, submit us some gameplay. I need to see what you look like. I need to see your social media following. I can't just bring everybody onto the show. Just that doesn't work. Numerically, it doesn't work. So hit our DMs with some gameplay, and let's see what you look like working with a squad. Let's see what you look like working by yourself. Let's see your weapon manipulation, your room clearing tactics. Like, we want all of that. We have active duty SWAT officers involved in the show. Marines, Navy guys. We have a bounty hunter. We have guys that really train tactics every day for a living. Like, that's how they feed their family. So it's like, it's nothing for me to go to them and say, hey, what do you think? My expertise is more production and kind of the game itself. Like, I'm more the creative behind it. But for those for those guys that are like, super diehard about the tactics or like the real steel element of it, listen, I have that built into the show. I don't pretend to know everything. But what I do well is I put people in place that do know those things. So that's my long answer to that.
Okay, Greg came up with another great question. What do you see the big stumbling block, obstacle, you're perceiving facing?
The biggest obstacle?
Biggest stumbling block or obstacle?
The guns. So we were very, very careful on the show while filming to not use wrong verbiage. We didn't use the word kill ever. We didn't use the word gun ever. Again, not trying to get too political, but a lot of times the media is very liberal in their gun views. And we're very, very careful on how we worded things. I wanted for a soccer mom to look over Timmy's shoulder, 12-year-old Timmy, look at his laptop that he's watching Airsoft Pro League on and say, oh, you're like, oh, that's cool. That's like a live video game, or, I didn't want her to be like, why are these people, teaching how to kill people or something, So we were just very careful on how we worded things.
Yeah, like elimination instead of kill.
Exactly.
Okay, so I got a different view when it comes to military and police and SWAT and stuff like that. I'm military. I did 8 years in the Marine Corps, and I did 2 years in the Army. I was an infantryman. So I know tactics very damn well. And I study, and I've gone to private classes, tactical classes and stuff like that at the Big 3 E's. And I met some really, really cool people from Benghazi and stuff like that. So what I am going to say is, just because they're in the military or SWAT, you got if you go to Miami Airsoft and you got these 14, 15-year-old kids, the only thing they knew is SpeedQB, they'll make them run for their money. I'm telling you, because I had to switch up all my tactics and everything. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. The speed reloads, the combat reloads, yes, that's come into play. Absolutely. But when it comes to movement in like an arena like yours, I don't care where you've been. Those kids are gonna run circles around you.
Because they're not afraid.
You're not afraid.
I have a little rebuttal to that. I was 100% in your seat. That's exactly how I thought prior to filming the first season of Airsoft Pro League. I was like, listen, I told all my guys that I brought in, I'm like, even like the SWAT guy, like he's active duty SWAT right now. He's actually going into be a PJ. And I was like, listen, like, real steel, you're kind of more timid and not timid, but tentative on how you move and like your aggression. And I said,
Absolutely.
I told him, I'm like,
Absolutely.
listen, these kids are going to run at you firing 500 BBs at a second. And the one biggest thing, and I think it's going to be the coolest part about Airsoft Pro League is strategy. Everyone is thinking FTB when they think Airsoft Pro League, and thank God that we kind of we curved that, and we did that by objectives. Airsoft Pro League is about completing objectives. It's not even about eliminating the opposite team.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
So
I get it, but
Battery and I, when we play at our locals, when we play at any field, we're very objective based. So most we actually hate just the TDM games where team deathmatch where you're just eliminating somebody or whatever.
Yeah,
I was just at an event 2 weeks ago up at Southern Tactical Airsoft Games, and the guy that runs the game says, "Hey, this particular game mode, the record for completing it was 2 minutes and 35 seconds. This fat old bastard right here completed in 40.11 seconds."
Oh wow!
And it was like you can't see it because it's all at night. It was pitch black out. It was a night game, but even with my own teammate trying to mess me up by yelling, "He's running straight forward." These are not real guns. So when somebody's pulling the trigger, that BB's flying. It's only going compared to like a. Sorry, the cow.
I know, I see it.
Instead of the BB, like the BB traveling like 900 feet per second or 1400 feet per second like a bullet, these things are running at 350 feet per second. Or like, what is the field limit for the event that you guys are running?
390 FPS.
Okay, with 0.2s or?
We're actually, honestly, which is probably a little bit dangerous, but we're using 0.25s.
Oh, that's
no, it's not bad.
It's not. It's a little high, not too bad.
You said 390.
The thing was that some of the guys that were rocking Polar Stars and stuff, they were kind of like, I don't want to really shoot 2.0s. And also I wanted people to call their hits. So as far as like referees is concerned, again, another kind of proprietary system. I brought in, I don't know if you guys know what it is, but I brought in scissor trucks. So we actually had referees suspended in the air with laser pointers, so they can kind of get an aerial perspective. And then we had 4 referees on the bottom, so there was really no cheating. And we also had the ability to do an instant replay on the spot. And I had to do it twice, where a guy was like, "Whoa, I hit him first," and we just rolled the tape back right on spot. No, you didn't. And he was cool, and we were cool, and I think that the airsoft community is going to really, really appreciate our ability to do that on the spot rewind.
I have a question.
Sure.
You guys requiring full face?
There's really no requirements other than full seal goggles.
Okay, and you guys are no minimum engagement distance, I'm guessing.
Absolutely not. And melee kills, throwing knives. We had a guy on there with a sword and a shield. He refused to use a gun, to use a replica, and it was hilarious. It was great TV. I mean, he had like 12 eliminations in season 1. It was crazy. Pyrotechnics, we had a bunch of pyro, a bunch of special effects. So you're gonna see balls of fire. You're gonna see grenades going everywhere. You're gonna see smoke bombs being used.
Okay.
Hold on. Not to go away because there's been a couple of questions that came up here that I just want to really quick ask, and then we'll go back.
Question, Joker. So.
All right, go for it.
So you guys at the feet per second and the weight you told me, you guys are at 1.76 joules with no MED and no lower face protection. That'll snap a tooth off or put something more BB into someone's skin. Who's your insurance at that point? That's a huge liability.
Yeah, I mean, so we use the same insurance that I use for MMA, and we used they signed a waiver. They knew what the requirements are, and again, this is the pro league. This is about using your equipment at its peak performance, and using yourself at its peak performance too as well. But most guys, I mean, there was 0 injuries, by the way. We also had fire watch. We had a certified fire watch on site. We had an ambulance. I mean, so it on call. So I mean, there was no injuries at all. It was actually, everybody was.
I mean, I've seen
Oh.
people have to pop BBs out of their face, like pimples. I've seen someone run up to me with half their tooth in their hand, and
Yeah.
or 1.76 joules of MED. That's cool.
Yeah.
So if you want some feedback, some constructive feedback, so that way you don't get flack for it. If you're gonna go, if people are running Polar Stars and stuff like that, you might want to try doing the joule rating instead, and not having them go above 1.55 joules, because that's usually that's usually what's standard for most places and events, or 400 FPS with 0.2s. Those two things help keep it. So those are like normal. You're a little bit high, yeah. So, all right. So some of the other questions that came out here. Is it Doug the Bounty Hunter as one of your bounty hunters?
Doug the Bounty Hunter? I wish. That would be amazing. I would definitely get him on the show, and he would definitely get shot.
All right. The other one comes from Revenation, who's another popular YouTuber. Hey, Rev, thanks for being on there. Hey, guys, I have a question. What's your experience with Airsoft, and what Milsim games and events have you been? We already got your experience with Airsoft, but have you been to any Milsim games or events besides what you're hosting?
I just came back 2 weeks ago. Grimnir Tactical had their inaugural event in PA. It was a 40-hour Milsim nonstop, complete active AO the whole time.
40 hours.
Yeah, 40 hours.
That's Milton West stuff right there.
Yeah. It was pretty fun, man.
All right, let's see what else we got here. The people like the instant replay.
Diamond at Zulu 24. That was actually my first Milsim. That was a fun experience, but it rained. The chopper was cool. They had the helicopter in the air shooting at us and stuff. So
yeah, I've done helo rides before. We did it at Iron Fury. It's great. I launched a tag-in shell right into a transport, took a bunch of people out. All right, so the question that I guess a lot of people are asking you before is that in the future, like obviously post-COVID, when it comes to season 2, are you actually going to be having are you actually going to be trying to do something along the lines of having regional tournaments to try to go for Airsoft Pro League, or are you guys only going to be really selecting people based off their social media presence?
Well, it really depends on. I would first of all, to backtrack, I would like to be able to kind of do these kind of like hub events at different fields and help the field out. I mean, that was also kind of built into this business model prior COVID. Was, hey, we can do these kind of small hub events where it's like Airsoft Pro League is kind of different with all of our objectives and props. I mean, we have like theater style props and special effects. So I thought it was cool to kind of almost be like a traveling band where it's like, all right, you stop at this field, they have kind of the hype that Airsoft Pro League is there, a bunch of kids come, maybe it's a premium ticket, $20 on top of whatever the normal, field thing is. And it kind of helps everybody out. Right. So that was kind of built into the business model prior to COVID. Now that COVID's kind of a thing, I don't know what that's going to look like. To be honest, our real goal right now, having COVID be a thing, is a network. That's really what we're really putting all our ducks in, is getting on a network. And and the moment that we do get on a network, hurrah for the Airsoft community, it will be free. So that's a good thing. You cannot produce a show like I'm producing and my team is producing for free. It just doesn't. It's impossible. I didn't get in this thing to take away from the community. I got in it to bring to the community, and that's why a lot of the kind of bigger influencers understand that, because we've had conversations that are not public. So because we are working on things that will really help the community. YouTube, it was a great foundation, but I really think that YouTube, for lack of better terminologies, is pimping out airsofters. What they're doing, they're getting millions of views running ads and not letting them monetize their content the way that they should be, and it's wrong. So
ain't that the truth?
And we're trying to create a different way out of that, and I can't really go into more details about that, but hopefully in the next 6 months I can get back on the show and kind of go into better detail, and I think that it will be good for the culture in its entirety.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I saw what you were doing with it, with the one I saw, I mean, the balloon game was kind of interesting. I mean, like I said, Battery and I, we love objective-based games, so we typically hit them hard and fast. So if you are actually going to be looking at doing the traveling and stuff like that, I'm sure that if you put out there, okay, what fields would these be able to be held at? I mean, I saw the field that you had set up. Now, is that a field that you guys already built in sort of a studio in New York?
So that's actually Strike Force Sports in Farmingdale. We actually shout out Stanley, the owner. We just built this field. It's a brand new field. Literally, probably 3 weeks after the field was completely done, we went in and totally tore his field down to make it optimal for filming. And then obviously my team built it back. We paid to get it built back, but shout out to him for being so flexible. But so the layout that you see that you're going to see come out, because it's not really out, is proprietary. We built it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because there's a lot of great fields that I've seen so far that are indoor fields that are roughly the same space of what you're working with there that have to do, like Miami Airsoft is one. They're building.
You know that guy, Inept Tactics?
Oh yeah, Snoopy, Tactical Snoopy. He's a buddy of mine, Ricardo.
He's a really good player. I spoke to him literally as COVID was hitting, and I was like, dude, I really wish I could bring you, to New York. You're the type of player that we're really looking for, and that is the type of player that we're looking for, like aggro style like that.
Yeah.
I love the field that he plays on. The biggest issue from a filming perspective, and again, I'm probably giving too much information out, but whatever. Four-way enclosures make it impossible to film. So you can never have a four-way enclosure on the field, and a lot of these fields have these four-way enclosures with a door or maybe two entrances, however that looks, or maybe windows. But you lose so much continuity with four-way enclosures. So we actually built these, like, they were basically like frames of rooms that weren't four ways. It was like a half room, and that was kind of like our way of not being speed soft. As far as like the field design, we didn't want just like snakes and like X's, and we wanted some type of room environments. But again,
you need to be able to film and get the good angles where you can have the over the shoulder shots and everything else, and not be constrained, especially in a sport like this where you're not necessarily going straight. There's going to be times where all of a sudden you run into that LMG, you got to spin around and get out of there fast, or somebody throws lobs or grenade. Yeah.
Slide. I mean, there was guys, dude, we had some structures actually get totally destroyed. What was really cool too is that we brought in we brought in 3 drone pilots that are professional drone racers. That's what they do. Like the FTB is them. Follow him on Instagram, Days FTB. So we got shots that are very, very difficult to get. I mean, I can give you an example. We had a guy throw a pyro. He pulls the pin, it starts sparking. He throws it, and the drone follows the pyro in the air until the point of explosion. I mean, it was one of the most impressive shots that I've ever seen. And I've been filming music videos and filming sports for over 10 years now.
Yeah, it's Airsoft's definitely a unique sport for that, and it presents its own challenges when it filming. Yeah. So I mean, if you're looking for ones that don't have like a lot of the four-walled structure closed in, MA is pretty good. There's only 2 structures that really have that, but they do have multiple ways in. Battalion Airsoft up in Jacksonville has mostly an open floor concept, with the exception of the center building. Does have multiple entrances and exits inside of it. You also then have Nashville Airsoft. That is probably probably also really open for wide filming too, because of how open their structures are. Even their structures that have the 4 walls on there, it's not like there's 4 walls like in my office. It's closed. The rooms are really wide, so there's a lot more maneuverability inside.
What about the ceiling height? The ceiling height is another
usually.
Kind of hurdle.
Usually these are warehouse style events. Like I know battalions, it's got to be at least 15 feet tall, if not 20.
Yeah, you need 24-foot ceilings to get a wide enough shot to kind of have the span that you need to And again, I'm really saying too much because I'm giving people a lot of proprietary information here.
You're giving my channel too much credit, man.
But look, you guys are cool guys, and again, this type of constructive criticism I will take, and I'll answer anything. You know what I mean? I'm actually the coolest guy. I'm not a scrub. You know what I mean? I'm not scared of anything.
Because one of the things that you might want to think about doing is, even if you're not going out there doing the full video setup for like the play, like the tryouts and all that, perhaps what you might want to do is go to those fields and see and put on some of the events that you're doing on that. And that way you need a much smaller group, and then use the local fields, reffing and all that, to have them come in and compete, and then pick the best team that way. Because I think that's probably going to be the biggest criticism that you're going to get, is that, look, I can go online, spend $1,000 and get 10,000 subs in a weekend, because there's ways that do that. It's not a matter of just that. It's what the airsoft community is about, is integrity, respect, and all that other stuff, and also building up. And you got a lot of guys that don't even have a social media presence that I don't want to go up against, because they're hard as hell to beat. And I love the challenge of doing that, but having a competition of that nature makes it feel like a true competition. You guys might not get any flack from it. Now, I will say, when it comes down to a lot of the airsoft communities, you came out of nowhere. You're posting most of the stuff about CQB, and a lot of what I found is a lot of the groups that you're posting in are more Milsim based.
Mm-hmm.
So, and turning it a thing to having a massive Milsim type event probably is not in the cards anytime in the future. But what you might want to think about instead is maybe getting a bigger AO type situation and do 5-on-5 teams, or 6-on-6 teams that are more tactically based, something like that, or even 10-on-10. I know it's a lot more video footage and all that.
It's not so much that. It's more if I did that. Thank you for that advice, by the way. If I did that, that's more. I would like to do like a night kind of like total darkness kind of thing, and get guys with nods and get night vision cameras. That kind of makes more sense to me because of the trajectory of the projectile. Again, like that's the biggest thing that was the biggest hurdle, was making sure that we got every trajectory of every projectile, every elimination. So, that would be like the biggest hurdle for something like that. But I do also want to kind of touch on, as far as like the Milsim guys, like, look, we're working towards that. Again, I enjoy Milsim myself. You know what I mean? I think it's a great community. I've never had a bad experience. That's why it kind of blindsided me when they, I knew I was going to take a little flack, but not as much as I saw. Because I enjoy Milsim, and when you go to a Milsim, like the community's not like that. So it's like it was very weird how it was not like that, in real life, and it was like that on the internet. So.
Hey, go ahead, Joker.
Well, one thing I would say is, if you're looking at getting another massive Milsim event, there's actually one that's going to be happening down here at the prison and that might be an AO that you might want to be interested in checking out. If you're, the one that it's in. January 18th. It's called Doomsday's Air. It's January 18th, isn't it?
Negative. It's 15th.
15th. Sorry, I don't know why I got the 8th. It's Martin Luther King weekend. So, and it's down here, produced by Doomsday. It's in Florida. It's in Immokalee, Florida, and it's called Overwatch 6. And these guys put on a good event, but they're also using all 1,100 acres. But they have the entire facility, including the prison aspects, the buildings that are there, plus the entire facility. We're actually going to have our battle bug out there. And our battle bus. So, another thing that you might want to know about is what we do. We have a nonprofit called Battle Bus Adventures. We help people with disabilities play airsoft. So my son has muscular dystrophy. He's wheelchair bound. He can't play airsoft any other way. So we took a 2010 Thompson school bus, and we're put a turret up top. We're going to have 6 gun ports down each side, 2 out the back. It's going to be painted Fortnite blue, and that's going to be Rose, our first of our 4. We also.
I'm pro that, and if Airsoft Pro League can help sponsor that in any way, please let me know. I'm so pro that. That is awesome.
So you don't see what's in the background here, but let's see if I can pull up the picture. The vehicle that's actually up and running while we're going up to Braxton's next weekend, or this weekend actually. Geez, man, it's already they call it the Herbie from Hell. We took a 2000 Volkswagen Beetle. We ripped the back hatch off. We put a plate down there. We're going to be putting a ramp on so you can wheel somebody up, and they're in a shooting position on the back of it. It's called the Battle Bug. it's literally Herbie from hell. So we're actually doing so that's what we try to do. So when it comes down to it, I think I get what you're trying to do with it. My only other suggestion would be when people are like, I know it's hard not to punch back when people are punching at you. You have the attention now. Now's the time maybe just to be a little bit. Hey guys, all right, I got you. Let's go about this.
Oh no, I agree, and I appreciate that advice. And if you noticed, the last 2 days I kind of pedaled back from like the pushback. I just want again, my partners also sometimes are like, dude, you got it, but it's just I'm not really from, I guess, the world of airsoft where in my world. You the talk and the banner is all good, but then it's like, all right, we get in the cage and kick each other in the head. You know what I mean? But airsoft is kind of not like that. So I totally agree. I kind of got to adapt to this kind of world, in some ways. But I'll just never be a person that if you're attacking me, I'm going to stay quiet.
Hey,
I'd rather be broke.
I do have a question about the actual gameplay that you hold. So.
Sure.
It came up. So in your game, I haven't seen the video yet, but I will. But I might as well ask you here and for everybody to hear you out. Is there a RPS limit? Is there a semi or full auto? Can you do
no full auto?
No full auto, so semi only. And what's
Semi only.
Okay? Are you allowed to feather the trigger and stuff like that?
I mean, look. I know people are gonna say the binary thing, and we're still kind of developing that. For season 1, we told people no binary.
Okay.
None of this. Keep your grip on the.
All right, so no feathering the trigger.
You know what I mean? Keep your grip on the handle. So you're not gonna see that. I really, that's not tactics to me. But that is a style of play, and I get.
Is there? Another question is there also a magazine cap, a round cap, or is it whatever you can hold?
So originally, when we first kind of brought this to the table, there was, and we filmed this thing actually one time prior to filming season 1, which was a pilot season, which is how I, secured the partners that I did. And it was impossible to police, doing that, doing pre-records, interviews, filming the action, filming the post-records. There's so many moving parts into the show that counting BBs was impossible. I mean, when we originally did it, because I like reloading because that's real to me. Speedsoft kind of gets a lot of flack because it's like, dude, if you can put 1,000 rounds down range, that guy can't move. You know what I mean? So it's kind of
right.
That's not very realistic.
So my question is, are you guys letting mid caps 150 round mid caps, or are you guys capping it at 30 round mid caps? They do have magazines that's 30 rounds.
I know.
Legit.
So my short answer to that is that because we were unable to police it, we kind of just didn't police it.
Okay.
So there was drum mags, there was there was really anything. And again, originally I really wanted to do the magazine limit, and I was urged to do the magazine limit and the round limit by some influencers, but it was impossible to police, and it was the juice wasn't worth the squeeze when it came to, all right, if I have to do this, another part of my show is going to get hurt. And to me, the juice just wasn't worth the squeeze, and it was just look, let's push the action. And I think what's really kind of cool is the pyro. I mean, we probably threw 1,000 pyros in season 1.
That's a lot.
So that was a really.
That's
cool
what they throw out the bug.
Yeah, that was a really cool aspect of Airsoft Pro League that kind of curved the whole bang the trigger so much. Was dude, someone's gonna throw 40 grenades at you if you keep doing that. So it's and we provided that to the players, and they had a ball. They had smoke.
That's awesome.
That were used inside. They were inside smokes, and again, it's some real adrenaline pumping action.
All right. So before, I know we're about to hit this hour.
Sure.
Before you leave, if you don't mind, can you let us know what's the email that the players or our team needs to send you the video, so that way they can reach out to you and stuff like that, so they try out.
The best way of if you're submitting gameplay, the best way is to slide in our Airsoft Pro League DMs, the Airsoft Pro League on IG.
Okay.
Start a line of communication with us. Be like, hey, I got some gameplay for you. And then, I'll drop the email. It's the Airsoft Pro League @gmail.com. You can submit it, but like if I don't know that it's in my inbox, I have 2 other businesses that I'm running. You know what I mean? I just don't want to come across like some guy that is like too Hollywood to answer you. Like I try to answer everybody, as you see in the blogs, comments, everything. I just want people to know that like any interaction, negative or positive, I appreciate them taking their time out of their day to talk about an idea that I had over coffee. And now it's this thing, you know what I mean?
Well,
so
I hope that we get to see you in January. If you do end up coming to Florida, get away from the cold.
Worth it.
The New York cold. Come check out Overwatch 6. Right, yeah. Come check out Overwatch 6, man. Doomsday is one of the best airsoft companies, like event holders, that I have dealt with.
Do they do that blank fire?
No, they don't allow blank fires. Yes.
Yes.
So one of the big teams that are down there with us is called Echo 4. Alex Fallon is the leader of that thing. That guy, he's the one that made the turret for the battle bus, which is a propane turret that also shoots BBs.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a real gun, and it shoots BBs. So it's not even shooting blanks; it's shooting propane. So it's like da 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 da, and then people are getting lit up.
Your son must have so much fun on it.
Well, this is he hasn't been able to. Oops, there we go. That's the wrong thing. There we go. There we go. There's the battle bug. So if you could, and this is battle bug 1.0. So this is like our first prototype. Since then, it's actually been jacked up 4 inches. So it's got a higher profile. The paint job was a quick rattle can that needed to happen because they wanted it painted the right color for the event. So it's actually going to be more black and gray. With red trim on it and all that. So my son hasn't been able to play yet because one of the key things that we have to do is cover him at Lexan because of his disease. And we also need him to have a chair, which is we're trying to raise one for him. It's called an action track chair, which is on tracks.
Let me know how I'm serious about that. Let me know how Airsoft Pro League can help. We're more than willing. We're a Christian company too, so we put God first always. And I know my partner would love to help with that.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll talk definitely after. So we're almost at the 1 hour mark. So Chris, we really do want to thank you for coming out. We'd love to have you back on again so we could talk more stuff. I'm sure after this feed, I'll get a list of other stuff
Questions.
there. Yeah, well, a list of feedback, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I do want to introduce you to somebody who just happened to jump in. So one of the biggest little men of Airsoft.
Oh God.
The man, the myth, the legend. Our lucky little leprechaun, Greg Paparisi from Degan.
How we doing tonight?
Good, sir.
He's actually going to be in our second and third segment because we're actually going to be talking a little bit about integrity and everything else. So I just wanted to have you put a name to the face because down here, Greg is probably one of the most well-respected men in the airsoft community down here. The guy that'll give you a shirt off the back. He's also the guy that donated the bug to Battle Bus Adventures. So
wow, that's awesome, dude.
So
that's really cool that you did that, man.
Yeah.
But so when is the first? I mean, we have like a couple minutes left, but when is the first video that you're going to put up there, like the teaser video, the real teaser video, going to be dropping?
Yeah. And so all right. So actually, you guys are getting like super inside scoops right now. So we actually have produced already the real teaser, the real trailer for the show that we would show to networks or as the show hit television, it would play on your TV. So we actually have that already made, and it's amazing. And then the end of October is when we're going to drop our first free episode. So again, just to reiterate, guys, there's 7 episodes in season 1. The first episode, it's not the numeric first episode. It's just a episode in the season. Will be free for $24.99. Again, I know you guys are really tied up on that price, and I can.
Hey, I look at it this way. That's what. That's
it's the price of a mid-cap magazine. Yeah. That's how we came across that price, by the way. But look, I get it. I respect money and I respect people's situations, especially in this time. You will be entered in a raffle to win one of 4 prizes. The T10 from KWA, the Ronin T10, upgraded out the box, 1 of 50, Cerakoted 2-tone. You have the Ronin 47 from KWA. You have the SSG-1 from G&G, and you have a complete loadout from Viper Tactical as well. So again, we wanted to give back before we asked, to take away. Look, I wish I could give this thing for free. I know you guys want it for free. That's why we're giving out, we're giving one episode for free. I really wish I could give it for free. It's not a production that I'm able to give for free, or anyone that would do something like this would give it for free. It's just not possible. But again, whoever wants to support it, I really appreciate you guys. And, it's our end game is really, a network and to bring Airsoft into the living rooms of people that would have never found out about it. I mean, I probably brought 50 people to this sport already myself. So again, I appreciate you guys for having me on and being open-minded and asking the right questions. And if you do have any follow-up questions, I'm more than willing to answer them.
No problem, Chris. We want to thank you for coming on. So again, this is Chris. How do you pronounce your last name?
Chris Machi.
Chris Machi from Airsoft Pro League, the executive producer. We look forward to seeing you on the stream in the future. And
hey, Chris, thanks for coming on, dude.
We do appreciate you.
Joko, we get his new computer soon.
Yeah, I will be. Have a good one.
Take care. Hey, now I can eat.
I know, right? Okay, yeah.
I'm not a cow.
So, yeah, where's Betsy there, Brad?
It's May May, and I closed the window, you dick. She was eating the curtains.
Yes, she was.
She grabbed the curtains and pulled them out the window. So I was
like this. I'm like, oh, we're doing good. We're looking somewhat professional here, and
then
look,
through the way. Yeah, it's a wiener,
and a wiener comes on.
Had to ruin it with Wiener. Damn it.
Wiener.
Got to ruin it with me, huh? I ain't coming to your events no more.
So,
They suck. No, I'm kidding.
I know at the risk of sounding rude, he's probably still watching, but yeah, I'll go order with the philosophy. If you can't say something nice, just don't say anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, look, obviously,
We're just like, what's going on? What happened? What I miss?
Oh, well, there goes Snoopy. Snoopy says, heard y'all were talking shit. Yes, Snoopy, we were. Thank you very much.
I'll take you all on.
No thanks. Hard pass. Naked mud wrestling.
I'm up for naked mud wrestling.
Me too.
So I look at it this way. Obviously, his thing is what Airsoft Pro League is going to be. I think there's a lot of potential for it. It's not designed for the majority of Milsim players, for one, right now, and it's mostly going to be to introduce a new audience. So I get what he's trying to do. I respect what he's trying to do with doing it. I hope he took some of the stuff that we said to heart about, hey, scale back a little bit. Maybe you won't get so many.
All right. So fucking first off, 1.7
language,
0.25, no MED. Bad idea.
Oh, there's after I heard that, there's definitely going to be some feedback I give them for that, because it's obviously safety. If they're going to have those sorts of levels.
Pro leagues, dude. Sorry.
So this is similar to and I forget what the name of the league is, but Ice Cube introduced the 3-on-3 league for basketball.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar, or even when XFL first came out, 15, 18 years ago, whatever it was, it's got a similar name to an existing sport, but it's not the same thing. And great, he's got the same equipment, and he's coming out and he's showing people, he's introducing people to this thing where guys and girls have this, and they go and they shoot each other with these things. But as far as what he was explaining is the rules and gameplay and the requirements, things like that, it's not actually the same thing. And I can see, knowing airsofters, how fickle they are.
Yes.
Very, they will absolutely close ranks. And unfortunately, you've seen it happen. You know it. Well, shit. Sorry, Joe, you've been a part of it. Once the ranks close, done. You're shut out.
Yeah,
you got to be aware of that. You're doing a great thing by helping him out, putting him out there, and we're giving him advice. We're introducing him in such a way. If he doesn't take heed to that, it will happen. The community will absolutely eat him up.
But here's the thing, though. You know what the reality of that is? Regardless of whether or not the community eats him up. All right. So I sort of hold on. Let me finish. Whether or not the community eats him up, this is not really being designed for the community.
Right.
What it's going to do, though, is it will elevate the community, whether people want to accept it or not. I sort of see this happening with if this gets on like Netflix on. Oh, now you got your dog too. We have a freaking cow earlier. Now we have dogs.
It's my wiener dog.
He's monetized Airsoft.
Explain that, Joker. Explain that to me. Expand on that. What do you mean by elevate?
So what's going to end up happening is if this gets on, like saying, because I called it earlier, I think that they're trying to pitch this idea out to Netflix, Amazon. If they could bring it on as a game show type thing that brings them out, like American Gladiator, American Ninja Warrior, stuff that that pops up. What it'll end up doing is it will put a spotlight on the sport to saying, okay, what is that? And what you're going to have is what we already are experiencing inside of YouTube and TikTok and everything else, where you have people now asking questions and going to the community to bring them in. So what he's going to do is he's going to put a spotlight and almost bring this community to mainstream. So if you look at the way the rules and all that, so I don't know if
he's bringing the not most popular aspect of the community to light. It's like some weird hybrid.
No. To what end? To what end, Joker? You're saying he's going to bring it to light.
Well, I'm going to say I'm shaking my finger.
No, he's not. He's frozen.
No, he's not shaking his finger. His computer froze.
Yep.
Wait, did you ready
All right, once you're all done, I'm going to say my 2 cents about that.
Yeah.
I got something to say to you in a minute.
The problem that comes up with the majority of the people that are on this stream is that a lot of us are milsimmers, and milsim versus speedball. What is easier to film, and it's going to have the lowest production value.
Speaking of film, I got to say something about this though. The majority of the people who watch Airsoft, even people who are not Airsofters, they watch the YouTubers. And how many hours of footage do they have at an event to get that 10-minute video?
Mm-hmm.
That makes it worth watching. Oh, puppers. Think about it. Like the big name YouTubers. I'm not going to name any of them because, but for the most part, they spend a whole they spend a whole weekend at a big Milsim event. Like obviously not following objectives or being a team player, but just there running around shooting, getting good angles, and then they hours of that to get their 10-minute video that makes a good thing. So no one's going to watch a bunch of an open play CQB match. That's boring.
For us, it's boring. I can tell you right now, and I'm going to disagree with you because I have the TikTok analytics to say otherwise. So the videos on TikTok shoot up exponentially when you're doing exactly that. The Milsim stuff doesn't get nearly as much attention as that intro video on YouTube did. So again,
non-airsofters want to watch this PQB crap stuff.
Let me ask you this. Let me put it this way. So, and I see where he's going with it, and it's great to elevate the sport, to introduce to more people, things like that. So it's wonderful, but it's not the same sport. We all know that. Milsim is not the same sport. We use the same equipment, but it's absolutely different sport. Look at paintball, and there is such a thing as woods ball. Right? Any of you that played paintball before, anything like there's woods ball. Woods ball is more tactical, things like that. There are no woods ball televised tournaments, but you do have on ESPN, I don't know, the Ocho, whatever channel it's on.
The Ocho.
Where they have
the Ocho.
They actually film, they actually televised paintball tournament. So you have, if you're wanting to be televised, obviously you have to follow some kind of predefined format. Paintball did that. If he's wanting to, and I can see that, I understand it. I would never do that though. I don't. For me personally, having run events, having run tournaments, having run the field, having played, doing all of that, to me, PQB is a completely different animal than airsoft as a whole. It's
100%.
A subset, whatever. Not in any derogatory fashion. It is a subset of sorts.
Yes.
You know, it's like a.
But it's the subset that works best for national TV. It's the subset that works best for energy, because that's what you have to think about when you're looking at this. Like, what works for American Ninja Warrior? Is it the guys that are going slow or anything else? No, it's the people that go fast. Like, would American Gladiators be fun if it was just a bunch of guys standing in the middle whacking each other with swords? No, that's why American Gladiators came up with all the obstacle course based stuff.
But to use those as an example, what sport are they representing? American Gladiators doesn't represent another sport. American Ninja Warrior doesn't represent another sport. You to have those as the example. Speed QB represents Airsoft, but it's not the whole representation of Airsoft.
Correct.
And
Which is why he was actually trying to say that's why they have to come up with a unique way to do the Milsim. That's why I gave the suggestion to maybe 10v10 at, I heard, I don't know if you heard me mention it or not, but I did recommend that he come down to your event there, Wiener, for Overwatch 6.
Right.
And
That's not Milton, though. That's the thing. That's not considered that. That's not Milton. That's not Milton.
What's not Milton?
What's
No,
not
what he's trying to do.
Right.
Excuse me?
I wish I could have. Not with me.
But I think I also want to say this because I don't want to give him the freaking idea because I think it's a good idea. Like maybe send a 10-person unit or a 10-person squad or whatever onto one team and another on a big Milsim. And your camera crew and your drones follow each person or whatever of that squad and team at the whole 2 or 3 day Milsim, and then you edit that footage together into some really good shit.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, I'd watch that way over this whatever Pro League stuff is going to be.
Again, I'm going to emphasize emphatically that it's because.
See, even the computer will agree with you.
See, even your computer's like, shut up.
As we try to take you seriously.
It's not your cup of tea. It's not Greg's
I
cup of
disagree.
tea.
Like, I really don't think a
Not
lot
that.
of people who
It's
don't
not
want to play want to watch a bunch of
It's not
CQB.
Yeah.
I think
But you have to look at his audience and what he's targeting. He's not
exactly.
targeting
His audience
us.
is New York. New Yorkers like that type of stuff.
Shut up, inept.
I don't like New Yorkers.
We already did the dial-up joke anyhow.
Yeah.
Looking at it from either side, if it's a Speak QB that he's trying to promote, then yes. But calling it the Airsoft Pro League, and actually Glitch had a comment about that. If it's strictly Speed QB, you can't call it an Airsoft Pro League. If you're grabbing YouTube influencers, if you're grabbing influencers saying you guys are popular, let's put popular people on and let them play Speed QB. That is not a pro league for Airsoft.
No.
Yeah.
This is guys.
Issue trying to
Laser tag.
do a field game.
Yeah, this is a laser tag with a damn airsoft gun. I said it.
Wait, that's not the one. Wait, there it is.
That. You don't need to bring that up.
Shirt with me, Greg.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who's inept, by the way?
Tactical
was
Snoopy. Tactical Snoopy, inept tactics. All right. So again, I'm gonna say it from this particular level. Like, if you were there from the beginning, this guy has plans, and he has plans to do stuff with Milsim. What messed everything up for him? I'm sure COVID. It screwed us all over. We had.
He couldn't do his fight, so he had to find something else.
Wait. Oh my God. It's happening. It's finally happening. I just got a bleep in my ear. I look down, and what do I see? The man that promotes the crappiest guns on the face of the earth. That man, myth and legend, Revenation. So, Rev was.
Hey guys, Rev here.
Hello, it's Rev here.
Hey, just want to make sure that it took me a little while to get on here. I had to get all ready and go. Wearing my favorite shirt ever. I just want to put this out there. We got to support our guys. They're doing the dirty work.
Now, going back into it, because obviously when Tony comes in,
wait, I can't see that very well.
Tiny.
No, that can't be what I think it is.
Oh yeah, it's free Greg Wong.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, no way! That's awesome.
I just want to put this out there. Now, I really want to show my support for our airsofters out there.
Oh
Love
my
you,
God,
Greg.
we're gonna get that shirt.
I gotta find it. I forgot where I got it. It was a long time ago, but
it's terrible.
It's awesome. Look how beautiful it is. Look at the Jurassic Park car.
Are you working on irony or seriousness? I have to know.
What? I'm totally serious right now.
Okay.
So,
and this right here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I I just want to say that UK Arms is the crappiest guns that this guy promotes. There's always something that we cannot support with a particular YouTube mainstream streamer. The fact that this guy actually promotes UK Arms,
Listen, man, it's not a sponsorship. It's a blood pact. Just gonna put that out there.
So I will say,
he's not promoting Falcon.
For those of you that guys might not know Rev, he's a great guy. We had a chance to play a couple weeks ago up at Stag Southern Tactical Airsoft Games. You guys might have heard me talking about where I was assassinating generals left and right. Rev was with me on that pact. We had a great time. So, all right, back to this. I'm gonna stand in support of what the guy's trying to do because I think it's going to elevate the sport. I think it's going to bring a lot of people into the sport, even though it might not be your cup of tea. Or what he's trying to do. Now, I do agree with almost everybody that said that he needs to check out those limits and all that. So, what do you got to say about that, Rev?
Sorry, you broke up a little bit. Say that one more time. It's just the head, the metallic, everything. We're just
computer. It's Joker's computer. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
What do you think about the whole APL thing that's going on right now?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I saw you had some questions and everything else, and I was trying to get them out to him when he was there. I guess you missed maybe the beginning part of it where he explained that he just jumped into the sport, so he's sort of new to the sport and trying to get up to speed and all that.
So that's totally fine for him that he's like really excited. And usually people that are really excited, they're going to go all in on something, especially when they think that, let me fix my camera real quick. They want to go in all of a sudden, stuff like that, onto the sport, and they want to like get in and stuff. But he needs to get his own PR team on this, because going off on Facebook and calling people out is it's a pretty bold, aggressive advertising campaign for him. And unfortunately, what's going to happen is that's going to rub off people in the wrong way. And because this sport is so niche and so small, it's really going to hamper rather than help them out. But there were some questions that I'm just curious about, like what Braxton was bringing up. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like going to any field that has 1.5 joules on the 2.5 gram BB. That's just my call. I don't want to be 1.6. Wait, what?
1.76 on a 2.5.
Yeah.
That's what they're running.
Yeah.
What?
No MED.
400 with 2.5s. 400 with 2.5s.
No, yeah.
2.5s.
I did the math.
Yeah.
It was 390. That was 390 with 0.25s.
Yeah, no, that's a no for me. So so that there's questions where I'm just like, yeah, if you want to do these events and stuff like that. I mean, if you've been to the other question I had was about his experience about playing and going to different fields, and how much has he seen from like different fields, and what's his experience about it.
A lot.
Well, and I was going to mention that, and I was actually going to use Joker. I was going to use you as an example. You, out of everybody on here right now, I think you probably have been in the sport the least amount of time. Although you play, 8 days a week, you're probably like the least amount of time. So you actually have seen the maturity that you've gone through, the levels of maturity with Joker. I'm using that term. You've seen the growth from, and then you're like, oh, I know how this sport works. And then 2 weeks later, like, shit, I was completely wrong. And then a month and a half later, you're still wrong. And you're wrong for the first year or two that you're in the sport.
I still don't fucking know how this works. I'm 16 years in.
So I will say I got my education really quick. My second day playing, I had the unfortunate displeasure of going up against Tactical Snoopy. And, I got a real quick education on what you are and are not allowed to do really fast. Because Snoopy doesn't pull no punches.
Yeah, but it's just about that. It's just like his lack of experience. That's just kind of one of those things that he should be doing and prototyping before the cameras start rolling, just for him to save money.
He's got more confidence than he should.
But you know what? Hey, it's
like a little bit too cocky for me.
That's fine, but that's also that's from the industry that he came from. That's not necessarily the problem. I think what ultimately happened is that I'll call it I will call it the Josh Warren effect, right? So when he came in, he did exactly what he needed to. He probably got more eyes being hostile, antagonistic. Now, if he just dials it back a bit, people go in and say, okay, let me check this out. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'm too damn curious now. I got to see what the Pro League's all about.
I'm curious. I am super curious.
So that's fine. You don't need to be, because I'm gonna go ahead and, I mean, for me, $25 is, I spend more than that in my sushi tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and just order the.
It's
Well,
just that
you're
it's
far
paid for.
away.
So I think that.
Oh, wait. Time out. Wait a minute. If he's gonna pay the $25, there's something called Zoom. Share it, baby. Let's all see it together.
Yeah, that's
So-
also called pirating, and I'm sure he's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
watching right now. You jackass.
But I think that with his APL thing is that he's trying to target a whole different demographic of people
Yes.
that are just not been exposed to airsoft. And the thing is that so it's a little different than what it is with what was it with MMA, where you can see like two people fighting, beating the shit out of each other. But when you see like airsoft, you just see people like with guns pointing at a direction, and they hear stuff but they don't see stuff. So that's one of the issues, one of the dilemmas that he's gonna have. So like, one thing I asked him was like, "Do you guys got tracers? Do you guys have something where?"
Yes. Hold on one second. Let me pull up the Airsoft Pro League. I'm gonna pull up the video.
I swear to God, if you watch one and he calls it a blaster, I'm done.
Again, the difference that we're talking about here is, the difference between like outlaw oval track and NASCAR. Like that's truly the difference between what he's talking about doing versus what the majority of airsoft is.
But if the semantics are there, then if it's all a matter of arguing semantics and all that, look,
I look at semantics. I really do.
APL had snacks, so I think me and Cynthia are going to be going in on it.
But there's not everybody likes to do milsim or SpeakyB. Maybe they like this American Gladiator style gameplay. I mean, there's a market for everything.
Let me listen to this stuff.
I turned the volume off just so we could talk about it. But to give you a sort of idea, this is what he was sort of getting a little bit of heat for. This isn't bad. It's a different.
Of course, bulldog.
Huh?
Fucking bulldog.
Fucking bulldog. Yeah. So now people. So first off, I'm gonna pause it like when we get back to that white hair kid again. So there's very CQB, like that was it's a CQB type deal, but
in the face of the drone.
Huh?
Nothing.
You want to see a kid get hit in the face with a drone? Now
Well,
that's
when they shoot a drone out of the air and it hits somebody by accident.
And so and thinking about I watched a little bit of it, and I noticed that like some of the commentary was a little bit
that right
weird.
there. That right there is
hold on. Audio when I watched it.
Now this, by the way, I don't know if I didn't hear anybody bring this up. There is something incredibly similar to this in the UK right now, and I don't know if anybody's seen that at all. It's an indoor battle, the whole thing.
Yeah,
and they have a team of 5, I think, is what they actually go up with.
So the things that we need to do is if we want this to improve, to help this to grow, which I'm for, because I want to see I want our sport to be mainstream. That's my motivation for it. So right here, the first thing I'll tell them is this part right here that's coming up. You see where that gun is right there? Watch how they blind fire. That guy's blind firing like hell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of his house people. That's one of his contractors. It's the field is very CQB. The idea of the balloons is kind of interesting. It brings a different tactic. It gives something else to shoot at. I just think that this kid right here, the tactics that he goes, especially towards the end of the video, from that he could have popped. He just didn't peek out enough to see him. But at the same time, the commentary for the thing is that they had a contractor that has an LMG. You shoot the LMG, he's down for 50
This is full auto.
Hold on a second. Is that really full auto?
No,
and it has an LMG?
It looked like it.
That's not full auto. That's a speed softer right there.
Oh no, I thought it was.
Can you put the audio on?
Sure.
Yeah.
Small. Think small. Don't overexpose yourself. Another speed moves down. This guy is.
Yeah, that's full auto. Because some of the tracers they light up. They don't light up every single BB. I'm pretty sure that's full auto.
He's definitely double feather. Is
he okay?
Yeah.
So that wasn't okay. That was full auto.
Now the LMG does go full auto.
Indoors.
At 1.76 joules.
Yeah.
Huh.
To free themselves back.
We don't like your teeth.
The lack of requirement for lower face protection for something like that as well. 0 MED at 1.76 joules.
Look at this guy. Look at what he's wearing. Ooh.
Yeah, he's got it looks like he has a TM too. One of those
what's that, AO or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a full auto one too. So yeah, this is full auto.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
he's pumping 3 rounds a shot.
I like the drone idea, but that's an accident waiting to happen.
Oh, great angles, I'm sure, but like someone's gonna get capped. What is blacked out on that? Go back real quick. What is blacked out in that guy's hands?
Yeah, there you go. A12. Yeah.
Look, wait. Go back a little bit. Look at the camera guy's hands, maybe? Why is that blacked out?
One of the drone flyers?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Drone panel
Well,
right
they
there.
got the drone pilot on the.
Yeah.
No, that's
Oh, no.
that's just a riot shield, guys.
Oh, it's a riot shield.
Okay. It looked like they had it.
Because a riot shield, why is he wearing a
Well,
mask?
that's a ref.
This guy's funny. This is the sort of thing that pisses me off about the community. So before we go into any further about this kid's here playing a sport, trying to play professionally as possible, and people are trashing it because he looks like fucking Quicksilver. Good on him for role playing or for cosplaying or whatever.
Yeah.
But when our community is so toxic, we're making fun of the way people look when they play. Nah. Now I will say he's an idiot because he doesn't have a face mask on, and. But that's just me. You know how I feel about face masks in general.
I think people are just like, the first reaction to anybody is a negative one, no matter what. So,
yeah.
Well,
and that's it with any niche
Revival there with 308.
I can honestly say the only negative I have about it is the FPS or joules and the lack of the rules. He said HPAs. Do they have a tourney lock? Is there any joule creep? Can they adjust the HPA on the fly?
If they're not doing magazine checks, anyone can load their magazines with free forward.
That was a comment. I wasn't on the stream. I addressed that to him. He mentioned that it was very that it was near impossible to police magazines. Yeah. Wiener can attest to this. Look, 500 players in Entry County, and you can make sure that they all have mid-cap mags.
All right. So,
I mean, how hard is it to do with 8?
Make them jump up and down.
You're right.
Yeah. So I will say from the perspective of this is that, look, it's I kept mentioning it over and over during the stream earlier when he was on. This is more of the proof of concept and to bringing this out, to get it out there, to get more stuff too. The feedback that he wants, he needs constructive feedback, not the hostility that I saw on some of the other ones. Now I get it. He deserved it after a while when he started like attacking people. He got as good as he got. Now, if I was that's LMG
an LMG
though,
right there.
Yeah,
that's an LMG.
He's playing a juggernaut game, and the LMG guy though is only doing 1 or 2 trigger pulls. It looks like it's a stoner, so he probably has it on semi and not full. So, that's how that's what Snoopy said. That's how the U.S. team was disqualified for international tournament for tampering with the HPA tanks.
Of course.
But when it comes down to what he's trying to bring here, I think this boosts it up. I just think that like when they see this gameplay, the German. We'll add the German in a minute. When they're boosting up this gameplay for here in the U.S., if this takes off in the mainstream aspect of it, first off, guys, it can help us lose a lot of the stigma that we have currently as Milsim players and Airsoft players in general. So I think it's a good thing. Now, what I critique this Panther guy for is that he's got 2 balloons right in front of him. It's on the other side of that cover right there. His partner is going to come up with it in a second. Not to give away a spoiler here, but they're literally right around that corner there. I would have peeked out and tried to shot the two balloons.
You're crazy. At 1.7 joules.
Yeah,
shit.
Hope we have a teeth.
I wear full mask. I'm not stupid. Yeah. See, his partner's already going to shoot him.
Joe Brown, I'm in line with you as far as anything to promote the sport, to bring it out. But you've been out to my field enough to know how I feel about the sport and where I think it should go. And if we head in this direction, it doesn't necessarily give. Now, I mean, look, this is just the beginning. 5 years from now, this thing could be so locked in, so tight. That, I mean, it is. It's bringing thousands of new players every month, and we could be the biggest thing out there. That'd be great. That'd be wonderful. As it stands right now, I think Rev said it. He definitely needs some more experience to understand.
Yes.
The mentality. The mentality is not the same as Ultimate Fighters. It's not. MMA guys are different than airsofters.
And I agree 100% with that. But the problem that comes up is that when he started coming out with this, instead of the community coming, hey, whoa, we have some concerns. The stuff I saw from the very first post he did was shit posting left and right.
Mhm.
So
And that was because of the $25. A lot of it was the monetary part.
no, that's not what the first.
That's what I saw from one of the posts that he
first
put.
post that he put up was on a USA Airsoft, and the stuff that was almost right away was, what the is this shit? It was like and then all of a sudden they're already on the attack with him, and I get why. He said it, and he's not wrong. That as soon as somebody comes in and starts stepping into our pool that we don't know who they are, they come in my backyard. Who the hell are you stepping in our backyard? Instead of saying, "Hey, man, welcome to the backyard party, but first you got to go knock on the door, man. Let me let you in. Let me give you the rules of the house. Take your shoes off. Watch out for the dog. She'll jump up on you and all that."
I think the major negativity, and I agree with Papa's on this one as well, where it's like that we want to see it grow, and if it happens to grow, then it's great. But I will say this, that he should definitely lock up he shouldn't be talking about attacking people directly within the community. That these are people that are generally pretty known, like doing the niche, and they have those followings that they might not see it as they see a person talking about it, but they don't know who's that person, like their audience or like their call center, whatever YouTube channel or podcast they're on.
Or a lot of these guys don't even have, like Freddie Flux, for example, doesn't have a YouTube channel. And he snapped back at Freddie, and Freddie's like, okay.
Yeah. And just to go and to add on to, and there's one more thing, I think that the major why everybody's up in arms about it is because of that $25 pay-per-view cost. I think that's all it is. That's all it really is. If he would just create a channel, have it be open to it, and then create like a Patreon or have something where it's like it brings the community and brings all these people to there, then I don't think the problem would have been a big issue. And I think that more of the people would look at that and see that they're bringing in more people rather than it's just a cash grab from somebody that's not.
And I agree.
That's what people see because it's
cash. Yeah, I agree with Rev, and that's what I don't know which post you were talking about, but the post that I saw where he posted, I can't remember which page it was. Most people were, complaining about the $25. That's really it. That's the only thing I saw negative.
I get business. I get needing to make money back, whatever he's trying to do. But he's got advertising. You see right there on the stream, he's KWA's represented there. It's not like he doesn't have people who can advertise. He advertise for him. He can get his revenue stream that way.
Yeah.
These guys are spending thousands and thousands of dollars just on their gear alone. They don't want to spend another $25 on a YouTube channel, which is how they're going to view it. They're not going to see it as anything bigger than that. They're going to see it as another YouTube stream. Regardless of where they're watching it.
All right, so we have another person that's sitting in the background. It's a buddy of Braxman's. He goes by the name of the German.
He's one of my guys.
He's actually So I'm going to pull him in here so he can sort of ease into the conversation. Yeah.
Breaking news. Why is it that the Pro League deleted all their photos on Instagram?
He did that on purpose to get rid of all the other stuff that was on there because I don't think it was actually the Pro League before. I think it was mostly MMA stuff, but he wanted to keep the viewership, so he deleted a bunch. He actually addressed that at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, he did. He addressed it.
Yeah, I did sort of the same thing when I rebranded one of my companies. I deleted all the references to the other company stuff and just had it up there, but I kept the viewership.
Yeah.
So, welcome, Mr. Drummond.
Hey, Andy, what's up?
Hello, gentlemen. How's it going?
So, pretty good. So. Pretty much what I think that this does.
DSL.
I cannot wait for my new computer, damn it. But I know, right? What I think it does for the community is I do think it will elevate at least the attention of Airsoft and gives other people now chances to see what it is. Because what's going to happen as soon as somebody watches that's a non-player, like watches it and says, "Oh, can I do that? That looks like something I could do. It looks like paintball or whatever." And they search Airsoft gameplay or whatever. They're going to pop up with other channels like Revs, Kicking Mustang, Swamp Sniper, Alphonse. All those other guys are going to obviously pop up first because of the thing that's there. And they're going to see what other modes and aspects of gameplay. So it will draw attention to it. And I think that if it does sound like that Chris is willing to listen to the community when it comes to safety and everything else. And I think one thing that really messed up their entire plans was COVID. I think COVID just, shit kicked on everything. So,
exactly. It did hit the plan, but you know what? It's affected everybody, not just them. I think that people need to be able to change and be able to adapt to it, and that's where you see people being creative about how they're going to deal with this COVID situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, what it probably did was I'm sure that they're probably going to try to do, because he didn't want to go. He specifically said before he got on the stream that he did not want to talk about the money behind it, but I'm pretty sure that the money was very high for what they were trying to do. Like if he mentioned on the stream that they tore apart and rebuilt the guy's
field,
the field, that's not a small amount of money.
Actually,
they rebuilt the field.
Yeah, that's
and with as much stuff that they had for production wise there, I mean, I would not be surprised if it's upper six figure, maybe seven figures of what they put into it, depending on how much production they have going on, what they're paying editors, how much equipment they purchased to go into it. And then we're only seeing the advertising that we see on our end because of where he's posting at. I could imagine that they're probably pumping a crap ton of money into it when it goes to drop.
So just a quick question, so where is he posting this subscription, or how are people from outside the community, so people that are not on Reddit, on the Facebook groups, where is he advertising this APL on?
Probably he's doing it on Facebook, Instagram. I don't know about Reddit because I mean, honestly, I think Reddit's a really bad place. It touched me in a bad spot. I don't want to go back. So I'm sure he's doing it that way. All right, you guys are driving me nuts. Sorry, there's a certain chat going on right now that is just bling, bling, bling nonstop. So I mean, that's what I get it. It's something that's completely different. A lot of people are not going to like it, but personally, I think there'll be some good that comes out of it, especially if he listens.
Well, we'll see if he does.
I think the game, his company, APL, right? Airsoft Pro League, because it's set up near New York or in that area. The amount of the population, you got a lot of big airsofters names out there, like Gun Gamers, the BB Warrior. You got a bunch of those guys out there. I think he's going to be fine. Honestly, I think he's going to be okay for as long as he does everything right. I think if he changes the rules, like to go down to like 1 joule in there, it'll probably get better. But
and he stops going against people and attacking people.
Yeah.
I think he sort of addressed that. I think even his partner said he goes, even my partner told me to back down a little bit. And he has. In the past couple of days, he has backed off quite a bit and tried to be positive. So
and the other thing, and if he talks to you, Joker, if you get it kind of and follow up with him or anything like that.
Yeah.
In less than an hour, you saw how quickly people realized how limited experience he had just by some of the things he was saying. Before he starts talking much more, airsofters are like that, man. They're just gonna.
Again, yeah. I don't think that we're his target audience. I think the target audience is, while he would love for airsofters to be a part of it,
but he needs our support. You don't think he needs our support?
Yes, I totally agree with Papa. Yep. He does.
He needs support.
Yep.
But I think here's the reality of it, right? How many people would actually say, okay, I could be on this TV show and do all this other stuff? Yeah, I'll do it regardless of what he's doing. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, if he turns around and says, hey, can you come in and, with your team and do stuff? I would first give my critiquing of, what we need for safety wise and all that and give feedback. But the opportunity to promote the sport in the right way, I would take advantage of it. And so would a lot of other people. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think he's going to have support there. I think with the problem, it's like, if you notice all the people that are talking about it, it's all of us. Well, Rev's a big name influencer.
I'm nobody. I'm a nobody. I'm nobody.
Yeah, where's the silver button? Where's that silver button?
I don't know where it is. I lost it.
But the reality is like I think I don't think he's going to be that arrogant to not take the criticisms that are coming out, especially when it comes down to safety, because he does need it. And I think that I don't know. Maybe I'm just being optimistic and trying to be like, oh, it could be good. But I see the look on Braxton's face. I see the look on Rev's face. I see the look on Yordy's face and Greg's face. And
What's my
realize that
face? My face is completely neutral.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right, fine.
All right, guys.
You have resting bitch face. And the German, you can pipe in at any time if you have any feedback. If you watch any of it.
Andy, 5 minutes. We got something to say. If you think it's on something,
He's got some hot takes.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I have way less Airsoft experience than anybody here in the room. I think.
No, you've learned longer than Joker.
I always love it. So,
well, that's hard to believe.
Right, how long do you think I've been playing Airsoft?
As long as Braxton, like 15 years or something like that. That's what I would have thought. No, I started playing Airsoft like 2016, like when I shortly after I moved to the US. So that's crazy.
The thing that I learned when I was coming into the sport is I came in with my eyes open, right? I actually got. I'm not undermining what I'm saying about Snoopy. Snoopy actually did give me a quick education on what it is to play Airsoft. You know, he showed me how. You know, pretty much. He still posts a video of him shooting my daughter, which is great. I love it. I think it's funny each and every single time. She's like, ah!
What he's saying is that he started playing Airsoft 2 hours ago. That's how new you are.
I saw. Yeah.
That's nice. I mean, I think if you start a sport like Airsoft, you need somebody that guides you in. Like, in my case, that was Braxton. Like, we met through a mutual friend, and he played like out on this field. That's how I got introduced. Otherwise, it's just not really accessible. It's not like, you know, ultimate frisbee or basketball where you just step out onto the field in your city. You bring a frisbee with you. I go sailing quite frequently and competitively, and with sailing is the same problem. You need somebody who gives you access to the sport and makes it accessible for you. And I think that's especially important.
And to add on to what Jeremy was saying, and that's where the YouTubers comes in, because that's most people associate Airsoft with gameplay. It's like Call of Duty, and they're mostly watching things through YouTube or Twitch. And if they don't have, and what's curious about the APL was that which influencers they brought in to join the APL. I think, like, aside from Tristan and let's go Snoopy. He went with a lot of like smaller people that I feel like might not be able to bring that large crowd. So like there's other, I mean, and I get it. Sometimes like they have like an image, or they might, unless they're getting paid to do it, then sure. Then I understand why they didn't go to those people. But you know, it's just curious about which people they brought in to become those. And I wonder if like they're going to be opening up for other people.
That's what he said. I don't know what part when you came in, because he's
I asked him that.
Yeah, because he's looking at, because obviously he wants more people to come in. Obviously, he also wants the piggyback off of the reach that a lot of us have by bringing in people. Like, that's why he wants to bring in influencers first. That's why I sort of turned the discussion to, well, instead of having the big production for your qualifiers, why don't you bring them down to a field that's there? You don't have to record the qualifiers, but you're bringing attention to it. And I mean, he's the kind of guy where I'll reach out to him and say, hey, man, if you want, come to a couple of events with me and you'll get a little bit more of an idea. And then that way people can actually meet you as pissed off at you as Donnie. Because, I mean, look, when I did that whole thing about putting the petition up against Raptor, I pissed off some important people. And then luckily I was able to rectify it within a few short months. And it's like it never happened. But the one thing I will say about this community is that it is willing to forgive personality mistakes. It's not willing to forgive cheating mistakes and ripping people off and shit, but it is willing to forgive some personality things. I mean, hell, Yordy's still here.
Yeah, that beard, he's just weird.
It's going back. It's going back.
I was like, who is this weird dude being all friendly?
Yeah. So,
Leave you already alone.
I think APL has a place to grow from, but I think that
It's got potential. I will say that.
I think instead of for the 6 primary guys, because I don't know the German yet, for the 6 guys that are across the top, I would say if we make it our mission, or at least an attempt to say, hey man, we want you to grow. Can you please take our feedback from it? Hopefully the guy adjusts to that, because I think it'll be really good for the sport if the sport gets painted in a real positive light, so we don't have what's on that guy's shirt right there happen and get put around, you know.
No, he's talking
so
about
confused by Sheep's comment.
Huh?
I'm so confused by Sheep's comment.
Sheep's comment?
Tactical Sheep.
Now on Joker's podcast starring Joker, Brax, aka Brax Battery, Hispanic Rev. What the hell?
What does that even mean?
Wiener.
I don't understand.
I like it.
I need to know.
I got good wiener. Have a massive
What
one.
he's saying is we are diverse.
There's too many talking.
We are a diverse group. That's what he's trying to say. You got the where this way? Yeah, you got the white supremacists up there. You got
whoa, no. All right, yeah, that's it. He's in timeout for a little bit.
Put him back.
That was me last time. I'm not doing that again.
Now you're on the bottom. That's what you get.
Thanks to
whatever.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna get fucking knocked out too.
Nobody's screaming rap, please.
Papa knows I got no hair in my tongue. That's what the fuck I want to say.
It was a late night. Shut up.
Cancel. Look at that cancel battery. We are a diverse group, and that's what Airsoft is as well. It's like most people don't realize how diverse Airsoft is, but you have all sexes, and I do mean all sexes when you go to some of the other places.
Once it was awkward.
Races, religions, political backgrounds, and everything else. And the cool thing about it is that besides all of our differences, this community actually is very accepting more than a lot of other communities that I've been a part of. So I think if we give the guy an opportunity to build, and we tell him, hey, look, you know, you might want to change this, and this, and if he takes care of it, great. Growth. Let's see. Growth via the community discussion will be the best way to develop many formats upon request, and to get one to listen. But some are stubborn and not listen because they think they know what's right. During the conversation we had with him, he accepted the fact that he might not have been correct, and that he's willing to listen and grow. It was just a matter of, it's sort of like where somebody goes like, hey man, come on, you know, you might want to change this. This is not right. As opposed to like, dude, are you fucking stupid or what? You know, that sort of stuff.
I'm back in 2 minutes.
All right. Bye. So we'll put Braxton to the timeout section. Hey, look, you moved up again, battery.
And I don't remember if it was you or him that brought it up, that said, you know, changing the terminology of things happening on the field and all that. To be honest with you, I didn't agree with you guys. I didn't chime in on it at the time.
That was him that brought it up.
Airsoft guns are airsoft guns. They're not paint markers. They're airsoft guns are airsoft guns. And when it is military simulation, it is simulated death. When you're shot, you're killed. That's, you know, hit player, kill rag, hit rag, whatever you want to call it. And I understand what public is going to see. And to your point, Joker, before you even say it, he's reaching a different group of people, not the existing airsofters. So he has to try to keep them from freaking out and left or right. I don't know which.
And also if you think about it, he also took a lot of it from those Dude Perfects and Mr. Beast, where they had like a huge battle royale with balloons, and a lot of like the big mainstream channels that are on YouTube that don't necessarily do airsoft, and they see like airsoft guns and they want to do like a Call of Duty video, they'll automatically put like balloons and stuff like that on there, because I guess that's going to make it easy to identify who's out and stuff.
No, the balloons.
Hey, Papa, what do you think about that? You want to run an event where you have everybody wears balloons
up their hat?
Hey, man, let's solve all the call hating.
The balloon gets
Balloons
shot.
on a-
For Overwatch 6.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't get hit.
Balloons work on a juggernaut. That's the only time I've ever seen them work well. Balloons on a juggernaut.
Balloon on a juggernaut?
Balloons on a juggernaut. That's the only time I've ever seen them
I've
work
seen
well.
that.
Exactly.
All right, so I will say the balloons as an objective was not necessarily the balloons of, you know, of him, like of the player wearing a balloon. So there were objectives around. So what it forced it forced gameplay. So if you think about it, Greg, it's like any other objective that's out there. It forced them to go into a certain area that maybe they might not would have gone, knowing that the LMG is sitting right there. Going back to the terminology, they did use hit player. They did say LMG, and they did say mags, at least in the video that I was watching. So, and they did say taking shots.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what they're probably trying to avoid, and I could see that because that studio talk of, oh my God, we're killing players. He tried to avoid using the word like player death. Eliminated player is a better way to say it, regardless for TV.
I think that takes us down a path that we've been going down for 25 years, and it's worrying too much about what some people think versus what actually is. You know, I got to be honest with you. That's my opinion about it. If you there is a tipping point. There truly is a tipping point. And when you get to it, it's very hard to come back from. Look at where we are. Nope, not gonna do it. Never mind. Tiny, you're absolutely right. We will not have balloons on the field.
Come on. All right. All right.
All he's doing is trying to put airsoft. He's making airsoft politically correct, and we gotta no.
He's making TV, guys. He's making TV. That's what he's doing. He knows as well as I do, and you guys might not agree with it. But if it's going to be on mainstream, he knows exactly what's going to happen as soon as that kid watches that. And that kid goes out to play at a local field, he's going to say, I shot you, I killed you, you're dead, just like how we say it out on the field. But, you know, and they're going to call it the airsoft guns. You know, they're not saying, they didn't say airsoft marker in there. They just called it by the brand of gun it was. They didn't say that either. They called the gun by the name. And that's smart because it eliminates the word gun in this overcharged political climate that we have now.
So to add on to with Papa, one of the things that one thing that helps, reason why people don't like, so coming from a YouTube channel, I really don't have a big YouTube channel, honestly, but from a limited experience that I know from YouTube, I can say that the reason why he avoids those terms and the reason why he's doing all those things is that, number one, it's easy because of the guns and stuff like that. But the problem is that it loses the demonetization for it. Now, the thing is that with the demonetization, it's not necessarily that he's completely removed from it. It's that it limits the ads that are placed on there. And now here's another thing. If there's a video that has 100% monetization that you can put Coca-Cola and Johnny Rockets and Tactical Snoopy patches. No, I'm just kidding. But like you can put any advertisement and you can put that on one video, and then you have another video that has, you can only put like Cabela, I don't know, anything that's like very limited and has a very small ad revenue going to it. YouTube is gonna be promoting that larger one that they can have advertising from Coca-Cola, anyone, all these other ones. So that's why he's avoiding having to say gun, having to put all these like gun references and stuff like that.
You know, Glitch said something earlier, and I don't normally jump right onto a phrasing like this, but he did say, you know, forget about the money and think about the sport. You have to think about the money to some extent. And to your point, yeah, but maybe you choose a different venue. Maybe you choose one that doesn't limit you based on that. I mean, I've seen Joker get banned in seconds off of TikTok because he just showed the. I mean, that fact gone. You know,
I took that hit for you.
You know, but there is, and so I think one of what I'm stuck on is what the sport means to me because of where it brought me and my son and the field and the players around me, the local community. So what it means to me, I take it very personal. What he's trying to do, I can absolutely appreciate that, and I will support him, provided he goes in the right direction with it. If he misrepresents the sport, I can't support that. But he hasn't represented anything at all at this point, so yeah. I have to support him. I got to let him take his path and go behind him.
Yeah, and I think that as soon as COVID, we have a vaccine for COVID and everything else, so we're actually able to go out and be in large groups of people, like large groups again, where we don't have the fear of death.
That already.
Some of us don't have the fear of death, obviously, because we're running through ankle or knee deep water with no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about, but that's a beautiful segue.
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna segue into it in a minute because we got. I think we got
out of my socks.
Dude, my laundry machine's like, what? It's like you put all my stuff in there. It's like, what is this? What is this? What is this?
Still picking the grass out of mom's.
I have to agree with Greg on that one. He needs to I'll support also. That's why I asked the questions that I asked.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I asked what are the requirements to go over there. And he said it flat out. Hey, make a video, send it over, hit us up on Instagram, email it to me, whatever the case may be. And, and that's it. I am curious. I am definitely curious. I definitely want to experience it. I'm just going to have to wear a little bit more padding.
Wear a face mask. I'm sure that after he heard that from us firsthand saying, hey, 1.75 joules is hot.
Yeah.
Knock it down. He sort of shook his head because you know what?
No, he did give an answer. He said he wanted people to call their hits.
That too, but we all say that when hold up. What I tell you, Greg, when I said build my gun, I want to hit 400 FPS. I said I want them to be able to call those damn hits. So he's not wrong.
From 300 feet away, not from 10.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
No MED.
Oh,
you know what? Here you go. You want them to call their hits? You make them. You can give them a 1.2 joule gun. They're only shooting 70 feet. Put 3 2s in a 1.2 joule gun. They're going to feel it.
Yep.
It's still going to hit hard from that distance.
But if you also heard what he's talking about, the problem that came up is what the sport, and he said it, the reputation of the sport that it has, which is people don't call their hits. I mean, I've been at 2 events weeks apart. I was there with Rev. We had a couple of guys that Rev's sitting there shooting, and they're like, Rev goes, really?
Yeah.
We had that incident happen on Sunday where it was, are you fucking serious? Was the questions that came out, because of the shots that are going on. So I sort of understand where he's talking about that he has the need, or he felt that he had the need to say, all right, let them shoot hot. So that way they'll definitely call it and put their hand up quickly. Now, what I would say is that, he has the mentality that, well, they signed a waiver. They did. That still doesn't alleviate you from
not calling hits.
Well, not calling hits, but it still doesn't alleviate you from risk, from still being sued, especially if it's there. So,
all right, how about this then? He's deviating from 90% of the rest of the airsoft community as far as the rule set goes.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, if nothing else than that, forget about the safety factor. If you're representing airsoft, then you should represent airsoft.
You're right. But I think he took that to heart a little bit when he was talking about it. Not with what he said. I mean, 400. When we said 400 FPS or 1.55 joule limit with 0 MED is more than acceptable as opposed to, because as soon as he said that, I was like, ooh, that's more like 450 feet. That's going to be a high joule thing. So, but let's segue into something. Oh, hold on here. This is what I wanted to pull up. So,
when are we getting more tan tickets for Overwatch 6? Let's go.
And by the way,
they got to be sold out. Those green got to be sold out.
Joker, I forgot to put in players wanted for the purchase. I just purchased 3 more for Dead and Outfitters. 3 more green tickets have just been purchased for Overwatch 6 by Dead and Outfitters.
Nice. I mean, I'll definitely get you guys some. I'll definitely get you guys the patches and all that. You know that. Oh, look, Brax is back.
Yeah, I'm back, you turds. It's like 10 minutes
now.
I didn't see you down there. All right.
My dinner.
So let's share this.
Little bagels and lox.
Because so one of the other things that we want to talk about. First, let's talk about the cool things. So let's go on to the stop and say, all right, we want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Dead End Outfitters, Greg Reese. We want to thank High Powered Airsoft for the BBs and batteries that we get from them. I'm sure Rev wants to thank UK Arms just because.
What makes you say that? I don't have a single sponsor.
No.
How do you say that? Hold on, let me make sure I get this in the camera. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm completely impartial. I don't want to show that I have any bias whatsoever when it comes to airsoft guns.
No bias whatsoever.
Please use promo code Revention in ukarms.com. Over.
We also want to thank our sponsors, Doomsday Airsoft, for the Battle Bus Adventures, for allowing us to be there at Overwatch 6, and also our the Braxman, the Boneyard, for having us have our first event for the Battle Bug. I mean, that's kind of exciting. We can't wait for that.
Come on down, everybody.
Now it's time to segue into some the other part of the thing that we want to talk about. So let's talk a little bit about Overwatch 6, shall we?
Andy, I just sent you a link to that. You need to come with us.
Yeah, Overwatch 6.
1, 2, 3, 4 big sponsors here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, so 4 sponsors are actually, it's sitting. Wait, I need to hold on.
Can you rearrange this to all the sponsors?
Yeah, I'm gonna, let me see.
Andy's part of the Boneyard crew, so.
Nope.
No, I'm adding. No, I'm doing it right. So hold on. And I gotta do it this way.
You're gonna put us all in order too?
I feel like the Brady Bunch.
Andy, hold on.
I can't get.
Oh, cool.
Well, I can just do this.
I don't have my patches
Oh,
here.
it's not doing it right because that'd be great. Oh wait, I can just move. I can just do it like that. There we go.
Oh my God.
What is that weird? What is that?
That was my old Kodak badge when I worked for Eastman Kodak.
All right.
That was probably that was 1988.
Nice.
I wasn't even born yet.
I had my porn stash.
That was his 47th birthday picture.
For the 47th time.
I don't get it. What?
All right. So
Good job.
I love comments like this in Airsoft. I've been on the end of Joker's "By the way, you're dead." I was so confused by how fast everything happened. Happy I didn't get shot. Thanks for the bang bang. So I now do this thing where I run up behind people. I'm like, "Where they at? Where they at?" By the way, you're dead.
So ridiculous. I love it.
I like the frying pan upside the back of the head. I mean, that's just awesome.
Yeah. Typically, if I'm smacking somebody, it's because they've already annoyed me to some extent that they weren't calling a hit or something like that. So I just run up and smack them with it. But I'm loving the bang bang you're dead thing. So Overwatch 6. How many green tickets are left?
16.
16.
Come on, people! You guys got to buy green tickets. You know, you got to be able to. You're going to want to shoot the battle bug. You're going to want to shoot me. You're probably going to want to shoot Battery. You'll be on the side of Papa because I know that little leprechaun is never going to be anything but green.
The Jolly Roger gun.
What are you saying?
What color are you going, Rev?
I'm going tan.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes!
I will be there.
There's only one problem. There's no more tickets left.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, Weiner, help me out here, man. Listen, I'm gonna. Everybody in the audience, turn around. Turn around right now. If you're not in the audience, just turn around. Weiner, can I get some tickets, man? Like, for real. I really need some tickets, man.
Rev.
I got
Rev, what are you gonna do for those tickets, buddy? I got like 6.
I got like 10 guns I could drop off. I know that they're only $10. I know that they're only $10 springers. I got the
I'll wait till you need about 40 guns.
That's perfect. That's like $40. I get a wholesale. I'm throwing them.
And it's retail. Remember, it's retail.
Okay.
Only if they come in the
whatever you want. Listen, the cost of a ticket, I could probably give you like hundreds of them, man. You see, I got out of my local bodega. Exactly. They know me weird hard. They're like, "Oh, that's that crazy white guy that buys all the things." Like,
all right, so explain the arrangement here. I got moved from bottom, top, middle. Now I don't know where I'm at.
You're
in Jan Brady's slot.
Yeah. So
Marsha.
Let's see if we do it this way. All right. So this is the way it's going to be set up. Yeah. This is the way it's probably.
Daddy.
It's the Brady. So what we're probably going to do for vendor row, it's like Papa's going to be on this side. I'm going to.
Wrong.
Don't you?
Froze.
And then Brax will be right over there. So it's all, that's what we're going to start doing. Each time I freeze down,
That road is gonna be huge.
I know it's going to be great, man. I'm looking forward to it because we're going to have like 2 influencers between 2 really awesome fields / vendors. I can't wait to go out to the Boneyard, so I'll be able to give my review of the Boneyard. It's going to suck that my partner in crime, Yordi's not going to be there, but I have my other partner in crime down there that is going to be there.
Nikolai's going to do a video about the Boneyard being at Overwatch pretty soon. So
yeah. So
we just released our other video a couple days ago.
I enjoy if I wouldn't ask certain people to be honest if I didn't enjoy playing with them. So Rev, we played a couple of weeks ago, and I really hadn't had a chance to talk to you. We had we had our own strategy here where we had to put arrows down and all that. She actually comes home tomorrow, but it was really fun running with you, man. We had so much fun out there, especially when we were switch sides, and then the craziness that
I mean, what can I say? Our backs were hurting because we were just carrying this whole team. I let them start off early. Go run, go to your objectives. It's okay. I'm just gonna set this thing up. I'm just gonna take my time. And so we just kind of get them all tired. Don't worry about it. We'll be there. So
that's because he woke up late.
Hey, I had to be well rested, okay?
After that night game, man, it was we had a blast at that night game.
That night game was just so much fun. So if you guys don't know about the Southern Tactical Airsoft is an amazing field, and and I don't mean it's like any way, but like I do mean it's like my home field. Working in that area, I used to go there every Sunday, and it's a huge field. It's got nine maps, and it's got like everything you want. It has like a lot of CQB. It has 3-story buildings. Has a lot of open space for opportunity for a lot of people. It's kind of like a gem in Alabama. If you make the trek,
it really is. I did a 9-hour drive to get there to play. When I totally forgot that. So right after Iron Fury, I was like, I thought I had an event this weekend. I guess I don't. And all of a sudden, Bo messaged me like, hey, is this the event you're going to, Raider 3? Oh, it is. Is it? Let me get up there. So we had a blast at the night game. That's where I did the 40-second record break, even though like Porkchop's sitting there yelling the entire time, giving away my position of what I'm going to do. Snoopy, that's not nice. So I just really enjoyed playing with you. We had a blast. We killed a bunch of generals that day on both sides.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad you're going to go tan because I want to have you at least some point in time jump on the back of that battle bug so you can start shooting people.
You're going to see, I have a really cool project that's going on. I'm buying it. I have a not manufacturer, but I have a guy that's 3D printing a Carl Gustav or one of those like an RPG, but it's like, oh man, it's hard to describe. Let me get the exact name. The Gustav, Gustaf. And so it's pretty amazing. So I'm gonna be running I guess I'll be running like an SMG with a rocket launcher. So
nice.
Yeah. I can't wait. I've always wanted one of those things, and I was like, man, I just don't want to spend the money for like they had like the tag-in rounds, that little launcher. That's like $713. That is way too freaking much.
You're talking about the tag-in one that has the its own CO that you charge up, and then you just put the shell inside and it shoots. You talking about that one?
Yeah. That's terribly expensive.
That is offensively expensive. I mean, I don't care how much you enjoy. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't know how much you can enjoy those tag-in rounds, but man, only be able to use tag-in rounds for a thing that costs $713 when you have to pay how much for tag-in rounds?
Really, I like it. Every time I'd shoot, I'd feel like another year until I retire. Another year.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Not worth it at all. And so I got this coming up. It takes 40 millimeter. Yeah. And it's a beaut. It's a beaut.
Get the fuck out of here.
I wish I could show you some pictures on it.
Language. Choose a different word.
There's a fly in here.
Might be.
Wait a minute.
It's a beauty.
I'm sorry. Hang on a second.
He's taking that from me. That's mine.
I'm messing with people inside of the stream. I'm messing with people that are watching the stream by throwing everybody around. It's a lot of fun.
Alex waiting for the Brady Bunch theme.
I know, right?
Here.
Guys, if you have not bought your green tickets for Overwatch yet, buy them now. There's some good authority that once we purchase those green tickets, new stuff happens. Also, if you haven't got your Helo flights or your JTF missions, Echo 4 is running the JTF missions on Friday and Saturday night. And from what I understand, from what was told to us at Op 31, is that it's going to be unlike anything that's ever been seen before in any sort of JTF or Op 4 mission because it breaks rules. You had to get permission to break rules in order to do it. So if something along those lines is what was told, or at least bends them severely. I was told broke rules, but I see the look on Wiener's face.
Ear pro.
Ear pro. Yeah, if you guys have not played with Echo 4, as soon as you see them roll on the field, even if they're on your team, that's where you're like, I'll be right back. Let me go get my ear pro on, because you will go deaf for a while. Glitch Tactical Imaging made my patches. And they are probably one of the best patch makers that are inside of Florida.
And they are one of their sponsors, Overwatch 6.
Yes, they make some cool stuff. We're actually going to be doing the
Wiener patches.
You guys could sort of see a little bit of the battle bug in the background. The 53 was just done because we're making a play on Herbie, but the actual thing that's going to be on the door is not 53. It's probably going to be that's going to be our spot for our sponsor door magnet. So.
Nice. Hey, Rev, I think random guy Kev wants you to touch your toes.
She had some very nice toes. Think about it.
So let's go into what the other part of the last hour of the stream that we typically like to talk about.
Wait, Rev, are you tactical imaging?
No. Rev is
Brian Slater's tactical imaging.
I'm confused.
I'm just a VCR repairman.
Oh, okay.
From you, the VCR repairman from UK Arms.
Brad does not know who Rev is.
Very much.
I'm a full-time VCR repairman.
He goes to timeout now.
He's got a lot of time on his hands now.
I shouldn't be given this power. I really should.
I really like the setup, though. So you were saying, what was the question about it?
Moving on.
All right.
Moving on. All right. So the next section that we want to talk about is integrity on the field, or better things, respecting the field, right? So we're going to talk in real generalizations because I don't want to put anybody on blast or anything else like that. I have a big thing. I learned this the hard way, and sometimes this happens. If you are a team that is going to another state or another field that you've never been to before, you really want to act like you're a brand new player on that field and just be respectful. Try to follow as much stuff as possible, because sometimes what flies in your neck of the woods doesn't fly other places. So there was an incident that happened. First and foremost, when we played at the field, it was probably the most interesting Milsim experience that we had, because I think at best the lowest amount of water on the field was ankle deep. The worst was knee deep. And then if you're going above your knee, you're walking into the pond that you really didn't see because it all merged together. So there was a lot of water that happened at this particular field. And that field could pipe up if they want us to actually mention it or not.
No, by all means. No, absolutely.
So at Op 31.
Yep.
Awesome field.
Thank you very much.
At Op 31, it's a fun field. We had a great amount of time there. Unfortunately, it poured heavily.
Awesome field.
Friday before. It didn't drain because it was still raining all night long and water was everywhere.
Hey, I don't care. It kept me cool, and I had a great time.
For those that weren't there, no exaggeration, I actually had to go out on the field, and I had Joker piggyback me off, because I wasn't about to get knee deep in the water. And
our knee deep is his neck deep.
Yeah, that's the problem. See, very problem. But
he goes like this. He goes, all right, I need somebody to get me off the field. Don't mind if I do. And then as we're walking off, he goes, I am master. He is blaster.
Master. Blaster.
So
If I could real quick, Joker, I'm sorry. I just before we go, I wanted to thank everybody that came out this weekend. Before we get into that, just 139 players this weekend at the event. That is 27 more players than we've ever had on the field, ever in the history of the field. And that was in the torrential downpour. That was in the entire swamp. That was in all of that. We still had 139 players come. The North event was phenomenal. Tiny, my partner, put a lot of work, a lot of effort into it. We had some players come who actually took over roles to volunteer and help admin because some of the hecticness that was going on. Thank them. Echo 4 for coming down and adding what they did. We had Dade County Milsim come up. We had the tryhards come up. Teams and individuals all came out. Really made it a fantastic. The Battle Bug was there. Unfortunately, the Battle Bug didn't really get a chance to make a showing.
I couldn't do anything. Battle Bug stayed put, and Herbie's all like,
Battle Bug made it off the trailer and then sat looking pretty. Really, truly phenomenal time. Especially, it would have been a great time. It was bright and sunny, completely dry. The fact that it wasn't made it even better. We had a blast. There we go. All right.
Oh shit! I just saw
that. We actually had.
That's the blind kick from EPL.
We had a.
I'm sorry, I was listening, guys. I don't know what's going on. What are you guys laughing? I don't know what you guys are talking about.
We had we actually had a marriage proposal happen on the field.
That was cool.
We really do. The community that we have that surrounds us as a field, to me, I'm the most blessed. I'm absolutely the luckiest guy in the world. It really is fantastic to have that, to have you guys come up, and there's some. That's not a picture of the pond either. I think that was just the land. So. With that, go ahead, Joker. I'm sorry. I just really wanted to.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I literally thought I could just hit the share and it would just stay put until I hit the actual other button. But no, it said screw you ever to. So when we talk about my videos are Brex. I see you.
Can I try to remember something else slightly unrelated?
Sure.
Rev, sorry. I after I met like my fifth Airsoft personality or YouTuber and they were sucky, I stopped paying attention to any of them. So I had no idea who you were.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just
yeah, pretty cool. So I'm not actually looking for videos. So
I'm sure Rev did not take anything of what I said seriously because he never does.
I just looked him up. I was like, oh shit, wow, okay.
Yeah, that's me. I know, right? I think I try to at least try to make. So I try to just. I don't take it so serious with my channel. I have a lot more fun, and I definitely try to, and it definitely shows. I think. Well, I think when I stopped caring, it was the best thing to do. Because go ahead. What was the question?
5 years ago at I think it was Broken Dagger. I met one of them, and it was the fifth or sixth one I had met, and they were just a turd. And I was like, okay, I'm done with watching any of this shit.
Yeah.
Never paid attention to any of them ever again.
Yeah. So let's just talk about water, shall we?
Anyway.
And water's wet. How wet, you say? Obviously. That wet.
Yeah. That is.
That's the backside.
That is.
You can pull some Tears of the Sun shit, just come out of the water.
Yeah, there you go. So that's
Yeti.
No, it's not Yeti. No.
Okay.
That's 3-story.
Well, that
I never got to see Yeti.
The retention pond, just to give you an idea, the retention pond is about 1,000 feet away. So you can only imagine how wet the field was. There you go.
That was a good run through the water there. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, barrels are floating.
Yeah. That was absolutely fantastic.
Throw a grenade, just bloop, gone.
Yeah.
All right. So to give a little bit more context before I go further with this. So before I go any further, there's 2 key rules that Greg emphasizes at the start of every single safety brief. 1, your attitude stays off the field. If you have an attitude, come off the field, get something to drink, get something to eat, keep the attitudes off the field.
Yep.
Second, call your hits. You don't call other people's hits.
Well, that's the integrity piece, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the integrity piece. And third is no foul language because you don't know what kids are around. So those three main rules, which are all like interlinked in the first two, I forget exactly how he words them in each one, but he goes through a lot of detail to explain you don't call other people's hits. If you're pissed off, get off the field, and you don't use language. So when you go down to respecting a field, if you're a bunch of regulars that are there, a lot of times regulars don't get pissed off that they're getting their teeth kicked in. Some do, but the majority of the time they get pissed off when they feel that their field's
being disrespected. Gotcha.
Being disrespected. And there was a lot of that happened within the first 10 minutes of the game, which caused tensions between the North versus the South to go personal. So in the case of this guy, he called me out for the grenade that exploded. So
Yes, you are.
I called him out because I was just annoyed.
10 feet's not 20 feet. 10
Where did you go? We're not watching.
You're not showing us anything.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
10 feet, not 10 meters.
I'm not sure what that. Okay.
Now Greg's.
All right. We're having all sorts of technical difficulties today.
Well, I'll say while you're showing this is
Hey, look,
something that I adamantly I stress not to do. This is not a conversation that should ever happen on my field. If you're hit, you're hit. You call your hit, period. And I believe that should be anywhere you go. If you don't want to call your hit, shame on you. But it's up to you not to call your hit. It's not up to you to call somebody else's hit.
And here's why I was so mad, because that grenade was nowhere near me. It interfered with my push and sweep.
Yeah.
I'm
dead.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm dead.
How did a grenade even go off?
I'll show you.
I'm not on the radio. My radio's shit, bro. That's my med cap.
This guy's correcting me nonstop, and he's telling me not to talk to the people where they're trying to res me, and they're not allowed to. I'm dead.
Behind the white green pit.
And I was just telling that the guy was hit so that way he didn't get overshot because he was about to get lit up.
I'm
All right.
dead.
And I think I start walking towards it right about here.
Over here.
7.
So 7 paces away is where that grenade landed. Nowhere near within 10 feet. And he killed my epic streak. So that was the first part. The second thing was the actual reason why I walked off the field. So I was warned that the person's back here.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
I think you're blind firing.
You shot me at the very end after I already shot you. I got it all on camera.
No camera guys.
Okay, I'm hit. Oh,
shit.
What happened?
Hot.
Back.
Wow. What was that?
Got shot in the face.
Dude,
Yeah, the first.
You got
So-
dunked on. You guys,
Wait, run that back.
You want me to run that back? All right.
I missed a little bit of that.
Let me see if I jack up the sound. If you guys could hear what he says to her.
Can you expand the screen?
Not any further.
Not for us because we're watching.
I got it all on camera. Oh, really? That's what you want to play it? Okay, I'm hit. Oh, fuck, dude.
hey. Did the guy just shoot a grenade at you after he was dead?
No, that was it was just a shot from the gun directly into the face, right into the eyes. And the thing that what he said was, I'm not sure if you guys could hear it, was the first thing he said was, I'm only going to call my hit I was only going to call my hit when you called your hit. That's not how airsoft works. The second thing that he said was after she shot me in my hand, my second hand went up. So now I'm doing this with no gun in my hand. He says, shoot him. He's not dead. And that's when she shoots me right between the eyes, right in the eye. And I was really pissed off at that point. It goes further because then I go around the backside of the building, which I haven't put the video in where you can see, but I'm lighting up all the guys that are on the backside. And there's evidently somebody else has the other perspective that they went to show to another individual that runs another team of him shooting it to me, but I'm shooting him multiple times in the face and he refused to call his hit until I called my hit. That's not how airsoft works. So ultimately for me, I decided to go off the field because at that point I realized at the end of the final confrontation, I had switched my gun to full auto. Even though I wasn't shooting I didn't shoot it full auto. I had switched it, and I said, you know what? My temper's too high. I walked off. I got on and asked him a question about what was in play, because at Op 31 it's a cool field, but there's also areas where you could be highly annoying to people. So the rule is, if you could put your fist through a crack, you could shoot through it. Cool. So some people think, and if it's not big enough to put your fist
through it, you can actually be shot through it, but it's real world. It doesn't count, but you're still being shot.
Yeah. Yeah. So what happens is that some people just weren't calling crack hits, because phrasing hits from cracks. And they were like going through. So again, it was like a disrespect for the field. Like the grenade instance, the guy was saying 10 meters and not 10 feet. I was like, who told you 10 meters? We were all within the same safety brief. It was always, because that's like almost 30 feet, isn't it?
30 feet.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, not 10 feet, 30 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. So, pretty much, like when I go up to Brax's field, I'm going to be very reserved the first game I play. Why?
I don't believe it.
All right, you're right. I probably won't be, but
I'm trying to teach him, Brax. I'm trying to train him.
He gonna show up and he gonna wild out.
No, the first game typically I try to go a little reserved on a new field because I don't want to piss people off.
Drop kicking 12-year-olds. Captain America kicking some 13-year-old across my field.
But what do you do, Rev? Do you need to go? We can't hear you.
Your mic is muted.
Hello?
Hello? Here we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey y'all. So I'm going to dip on this one, guys. It was great talking to you guys. It was great seeing you, Joker.
Thank you.
I can't wait to run with all you guys. Weiner, I got you, bro.
Weiner.
I got you.
Weiner, not Weiner.
Weiner.
So I got in trouble with that because if I say because I said I said Wiener out loud, and then somebody in my job was like, "You're in trouble," because I go in the PA and I go to my office. And I'm like, "Wiener, come here, please, Mr. Wiener."
And when I see you, I've got two. Actually, I'll have 3 patches for you. Ask me about the Wiener.
I'm going to
not
have
a party till the Wiener comes out.
Oh. So I will have this hat on, so you'll know who that is.
I'll do it.
All right, Rev. Thanks very much, brother. Always a pleasure having you on.
Great to mistaken you.
Take care, everybody. Stay safe.
All right, have a good one.
See you. Nice to meet you.
Now look, we're back to 6. The German is now elevated in his position on the stream.
I have been going up and down over the stream.
Up, down.
Yeah, there we go. You have all the power.
I do. Sometimes I should not have this power.
You probably also have like 6 screens or something like this, some kind of like Matrix stuff.
No, actually, I only have 2 screens up.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't like 6. I don't like having like 6 or 7 screens up there because for me it's just pointless. I mean, I've trained myself to use everything on 2 screens.
I have 5, and they're all being used right now.
I could tell because I could see the reflections in your glasses each time you look.
Oh, I'm looking all over the fucking place.
I got my laptop.
Yeah, I just got a laptop.
All right, Konami Studio. Thanks for coming on. All right. So going into like the whole respect issue, right? I felt really bad that I got into such a point that I walked off the field. I'm glad I followed the number 1 rule for Greg. Temper, stay off the field.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was the point I was going to make? I was going to make some point. What do you all think? Oh, battery wasn't. Yeah, he was. He was there.
Oh, I walked off the field.
Don't know what's going on.
Actually, I walked off the field before you did.
Yes, you did. and here's Wiener on the radio. Where are you guys? Joker, where are you guys?
I needed your help. I was the only one there guarding the damn CQB house.
Yeah, no, I walked off the field. I know myself. I know thyself, and I know I have to remind myself that it's airsoft. and airsoft is to have fun. But when other people takes that fun away, just like Papa said, just walk off.
Yep.
What did I do? I bought 4 waters, and I had some snacks, and I became my jolly happy self all over again. And I went back.
Somebody said, "Joker, eat a Snickers." I was like, "I'm fine." I did the job though. Like,
yeah.
One of the groups that we're having a problem with, the team leader asked, "Well, why didn't you come to me?" I was like, "Because that's not the way this goes."
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how confrontations start.
Yep.
I went directly to the admin that was there, and I said, "Hey, actually, here's how you should." I think I know which one it is. As soon as I can get my computer to behave here. I really cannot wait for my new computer to get in. Supposedly it'll be here when I'm out of town.
You've been talking about the new computer since my first day on your stream.
Right?
I think it might just be a myth. It's an excuse to make us feel like hopeful.
No.
The one day we were talking on me,
I just don't understand how his computer is lagging when I have a way inferior laptop and it doesn't do
me
that.
too. We
just on her phone, and he's never frozen.
I'm on my laptop, but my phone is to answer the texts, though.
Yeah. So for details, sort by date. So the reason why my computer is doing that is because of the graphics card is having it goes through and does a lot of buffering, but I also have a lot of stuff that's open so I can run the stream. So what happens is whatever active video that I have up, whatever's the most active video that's playing, it's having a buffering issue. So it is what it is. It was supposed to be here on the freaking 11th of September. So
it's all the Chinese parts, man. They're
and the dents in it.
Yeah, no, the blemish. I'll take the fucking blemish at this point.
No, then they get it full price.
All right, here we go.
When I get my new house, I'm gonna have a full freaking command and control system. You know, all the monitors and in my man cave.
Here's what you're supposed to do.
It's not going to measure boobies.
Oh shoot, dude! I'll bring that right in there.
I just actually set up my new office. I finished it last night. I'm pretty happy with it.
Blue numbers on those agency containers. Now this is an objective that's almost over because apparently.
Okay, that's the admin dude there.
Yep.
Arthur. Not Arthur.
I have a question. Where exactly is that field? It looks like it's in the jungle.
You guys got an admin over at 3-story.
Yeah, we should at least.
You guys really need an admin over there.
We should.
Tattletale.
Lots of
Lots of and Ford Pilato. We had it. That's the tryhards. The one guy.
Whoa, shit!
Oh, call out!
I'll stop it there. I did not mean for that actually to go up there. Sorry, guys. That
damage has been done.
I highly doubt they're going to find it within 2 hours and 31 minutes of this stream. That they're going to find it. So, anyways, you do that. You go up and you talk to the boss. You talk to the admin, and then after you talk to the admin, you do the rest of what we did, which was walked our butts off the field.
See there? I told you I beat you to it. I was already at your truck.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, but you were right behind me until I stopped. You didn't. See, look, I'll point you out. There you are, right there.
Oh yeah. I'm like, I'm bad. I'm out. I'm out.
But then you go up and you talk to the boss, and you say, "Hey, this is a problem," or at least this is the problem from my perspective. Didn't yell, didn't scream, didn't really call people a lot of names or anything else. Just like, here's the switch. When it kept to you, Greg, I was also very respectful. Said, "Hey,
absolutely.
I had to come off the field for a minute. Can you please take care of this? I had a donut," and then got back. I know. Thank you. I said thank you. I said thank you like 5 times, man. So,
how many donuts did you eat?
Just one, the cream-filled one.
Just one at a time.
I had one. Know what else I had that was delicious, extremely tasty?
I will do a panel. Wait, I can't do that, can I?
I had a nice, juicy, delicious pub sub. But I also had the pulled pork sandwich.
I appreciate Papa's cooking at the field, man. That saves me a lot of time.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't been out there, Papa actually has really good deals on burgers. And like when you go out to a field, you expect, okay, a hamburger, a water, I'm spending $6. Bacon cheeseburger, $7-8. Nope, $3. Right?
$2. Yeah, a bacon cheeseburger is $3. $2 for a cheeseburger at bacon is $1. For example, but like this event on Sunday, if you paid in advance, it was 30. If you paid at the gate, it was 35. But for that $35, you got a mini milsim event, food, and a raffle ticket. It was all inclusive. I mean,
yeah.
You know, in my opinion, my thoughts, it's a good deal. You know, if not, I'll raise the price. Whatever.
No, it was all good. I mean, now it's really missing. Stop it.
Anyways, gents, I have to go. I gotta go attend to the wife.
All right.
What is that?
What?
I'm trying to
video in the background.
Where's the wife? I got rid of 2 of them so I can keep doing Airsoft.
Yeah, I had a couple of those too.
I'm only trying to just one. That's it.
There you go. That's it. Just once. Yep.
See, I didn't try.
Anyway, gents, good night. Thank you, Joker, for having me. Hey, Peter.
Later.
Sure, now everybody.
Miss you, buddy.
The German, nice meeting you, bud. Even though
Jordan,
he's
The German, you can still stay on if you want.
In January, Greg, I hope to meet you at some point.
Yes, sir. You bet.
See you in January.
Meet him in January.
Has left the building.
I wanted to say one more thing.
I bid you good night.
Joker, I want to say one more thing about the things you said with respect on the field and whatnot. One thing I noticed, like coming from Germany, is that people here are insanely friendly to each other. And usually all it takes is like one person that you have a negative interaction with to really sour your day. So it's really unfortunate if something like this happens. In general, I've been really surprised by how incredibly respectful and welcoming people here are on the fields. But of course, you have 99% great players and 1% players that don't understand the fun of the sport for what it should be. Then that's pretty annoying.
Yeah, so my entire channel is called Players Wanted. We want to bring people in, and we want to encourage that. We want to build stuff up. Now, in the past 6 months or so, since becoming a grandpa, that I've toned down even further because I realized that there's a few times where I'm like, "Come on, man, call your hit," or I shot you right in the face. Stuff like that's antagonistic when not intentionally to. So typically what I try to do after I have something like that is go up and apologize or introduce or anything else. What I found is still this community is still a lot more accepting and open to especially new players than I have on other sides. Like, Braxton asked me if you could come on the stream. I was like, sure. I was like, it's probably his first time coming on.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, and then I looked up like Revention, and I looked up you guys, and I was like, wow, those are some pretty serious follow accounts. And yeah, I don't think that would happen in any other organized sport at all.
Mm-hmm. But like the cool thing, like with Rev, how Rev and I met was at Miami Airsoft. He made a post he's coming out. Some of my other guys are like, "Oh, that guy! Oh, I can't wait to do it." So like, I don't like his videos or whatever. And they say, people were saying themselves like, "Come on, guys! I mean, he's a dude. He's a regular guy, just like us." So as soon as it came out, I went up and said hi, introduced myself, and I said, "Can't wait to see you on the field. I plan to shoot you a few times," and I did. And then we were put on the same team, and then we shot other people. And this was at Miami Airsoft the first time we met, and he was really good. Same thing with like Tactical Snoopy, for example. When I met Snoopy, he gave me an education into this thing. This is a guy that, at the time he had, I think, 70,000 followers on Instagram, and he's talking to me as if it's like a regular person. There's not a lot of ego in this sport, or there shouldn't be anyway. And like I keep joking around when we're running around, and he shot my daughter. Like he kept cornering my daughter, and she would make these screams and do perfect things and everything. Like she would jump up, almost drop her gun, like I'm hit it, and all this other stuff. And that was the fun thing about it. So he and I started hanging out. The last time that we were out playing together, we ended up going to Fuddruckers. We sat there until they closed, just BSing, talking about cool stuff. So I met Greg, through the different things. Same thing with Wiener. It's like I jumped into this sport, and within 4 months, I'm being introduced to some of the best people I possibly have ever known. And It
Talking about you, Wiener.
Hey, you're my lucky leprechaun. That's all I got to say.
I gotta stop wearing green.
And going up and introducing and getting and then being introduced to other people, and then going all across the states and all across the country, meeting all these cool people. It's like there's quite a few people that are in the stream that have met me only once or twice and like, oh, dude, you're really cool to hang out with. I thought you were a dick at first. Oh, I get that. I'm intimidating sometimes, but
you don't seem like a dick to me. I love you on the stream with the webcam between us.
Give it time.
He's an acquired taste.
Yeah. There's times where look, I'm opinionated. I sometimes I speak at finalities. But on a whole, you know, I try to have open minds to a lot of different things and different viewpoints. Like where we could go through and we could have such a very different opinion. I think that was like almost talk radio type stuff where we're all like, no, I don't think that APL is going to be good. I think APL is going to be good. Let's give our different opinions. And nobody really shot each other down. Nobody called each other an idiot. It was all done with, you know, respect and everything else, which is why I think a lot of people need to do that more. So that way they can understand that, hey, you know, if you're going out to a field, the biggest thing I could say is respect the field. Try to respect that field as much as possible. And, you know, if somebody's coming up and saying something to you like, hey, you know, don't do that, you should listen.
Look at what Tiny just said. First of all, thank you, Tiny, for the wonderful compliment. I find you highly attractive as well. But he mentioned like Sunday night. I know when I left you, him, and Bowman, which you and Bowman right there has enough personality to fill a 10-acre field. You guys were having a conversation, but as heated as it may have sounded, you guys were able to talk from two different sides. There is definitely a lot of that. We're all brought together by the same thing, you know, which is airsoft. But yet, you know, we come from different worlds. You know, there's people you would never, ever in a million years expect to be doing this sport, and you find out what their background is. You're like, holy crap, I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's what I found so enriching too. Like first moving, I'm a PhD student here at the university town, so it's very important for me to like meet people of different backgrounds, and airsoft really does that, which is just fantastic. I mean, it's really an adventurous experience, and of course, you have a lot of fun while doing it, and you exhaust yourself. So. I think that is really a big advantage of doing something like airsoft is that it gets you outdoors, it brings you in contact with people that you haven't met before, and yeah. But certainly back to what I said earlier, you need like this one person who takes you kind of along for the ride, because it is. Yeah.
We actually exactly what you're talking about. We have a guy that just started playing airsoft. His name's Josh. He's running. We're actually going to go play airsoft with him tomorrow. I happened to find him by accident where he says, "Hey, I'm in Florida. I'm trying to find help for buying a gun and all that stuff." And I said, "Where are you at?" He said, "Boca." I was like, "Oh, you know about Miami Airsoft?" He goes, "That's where I was going to go play." I was like, "Why don't you come down and play? I'll bring guns for you to try out and use, and then that way you can make an informed decision playing with a gun on what to buy." Because when I went out there, I went through 8 guns before I found one I liked. You know, which was great for, you know, a particular shop because I kept buying from them, but I was also giving that advice.
I'd like to say from a field owner standpoint, I find that there's a particular level of responsibility that comes there as well. You know, we're getting the newest players. These are the kids that are being introduced to the sport, and it truly, in my opinion, is. And Wiener, you've been in this area and in the sport for so long. You know, if they're raised one way, they're going to come up in the sport. They're going to be a certain way. If they're raised another way, if they're raised in a no holds barred, you know, no respect kind of way, they're going to come up and they're going to be 18, 19, 20, 25-year-old airsoft player who doesn't care, who's ready to tell you he hit you, to whatever it's going to be. And I refuse to be that guy. Although I'm not here to tell anybody else how to run their field. But I will not, and Joker, you heard me say this Sunday night, I'd rather not have a field at all. I'd rather have 20 players on my field who love to be there, have respect for one another, and are going to play the sport and not fight, versus 140 like we had and have it go terrible. I'm not going to have that. I don't think that's fair to the sport or to the players. We have a responsibility to kids. The same thing you would expect from a coach, a soccer coach or a baseball coach. You brought your kid to come and play. You'd expect them to teach them those values.
And I would also imagine, like, you have a field, like you have your regular events, like you're kind of like you have like a regular attending people, as opposed to something like a Milsim that happens, 3 or 4 times a year, that is much bigger. I think you have this very different responsibility where you have just more events, so you're going to have more people there.
Right.
So, yeah. Yep. So somebody who's just new to the sport will probably start by going to a smaller field first, something that's local, rather than driving across state lines to Mississippi or wherever.
I tell all my kids when they first come, I don't let anybody. I try not to let anybody buy anything for the first 3 times they come, borrow or rent, and then after that, then you start getting in, get your iPro. That's the most important. The whole thing, go through all that, and I didn't turn anybody away, but I discouraged people from this past weekend because Saturday was a night game, and then Sunday was a mini Milsim. That's not somewhere a person who's only played airsoft one time is going to have any kind of fun. Night game, they're just going to get drilled everywhere.
Yeah. And you're not going to be able to really appreciate all the fine differences to normal gameplay. Right? Yeah, I went to my first Milsim after about 1 year, after I played on practice field for 1 year. And it's just seeing that difference and enjoying all of those, like the whole different level of difficulty as well on command structure. That was just so amazing.
For the record, my first Milsim was Homeland 2, Doomsday Event.
My first Milsim event was actually an AMS event, Iron Horse at the Guardian Center. So I was hooked after that. But I did about 2 years in airsoft skirmishes before I took the team and we went to our first Milsim event. So I learned everything, learned the ropes, learned the people, learned to bring the kids up, things like that. Still do it to this day. I'm with Greg as far as we're bringing new players. We give my old team, Team Punisher, Milsim, gives away a gun at the events to a kid that we find ourselves and watch how they play. And a lot of times they play way better than half these 21-year-olds. So we're still going to do that, continue to do the gun giveaway. I've done it. Matter of fact, Joker's daughter there won one of our guns.
Yeah, she when she was playing, she was running, she was following behind me, she was listening to instruction, which is amazing for her. One of our guys didn't move out of the way. I jumped around. She really didn't, bounced off him and then nailed her knee right on the rock. So I turn around when I get to the cover. I looked around. I was like, where the hell's my daughter? And then I'm all of a sudden under fire. I was like, well, I'm sure she's fine. And start shooting. Somebody walks up, dead ragged up to me and they go, are you Joker? I was like, yeah. She goes, your daughter hurt herself. I was like, oh, shit. Here we go. Went off and then she just banged her knee. And then it was really interesting because we yelled for Mississippi. Certain teams didn't listen to Mississippi, but we were walking my daughter off, and they're like, "Stop moving her! You're not a medic." I was like, "No, I'm her father."
She was still a beast out there. She was awesome.
Yeah,
she had more fun with the pyro than anybody else I ever remember.
Yeah, I know. She went through like $500 worth of my pyro, and that's not even an understatement. And on top of that, I told her when she took her off the field, I was like, "You don't have to go back on the field if you don't want to." I was like, respectfully. I was like, but if you want to gain a lot of respect from these people, you come back on the field when you can. Gave her some water, gave her a Powerade. She then took her medic patch off, says, here, the team needs this, and put it on my arm. And then I went back out there and started messing stuff up. Well, about 20 minutes later, next thing you know, I hear a little squeechy voice saying, Daddy, can I have my patch back? There's my daughter. And I said, no, you can't have it back. Go take Dooms. I'm having too much fun medicing people.
That's actually what I got.
Yeah.
Jeremy made a point before about, the difference between players over here being so friendly and things like that. And talking about first Milsims, my son, who you guys all know, his first Milsim event was before I ever went to a Milsim. His was Overwatch 3. And we had a community, obviously there's a community, and I start, Papa, I got Papa because I go out on the field and I just try to make sure people are taken care of, right? That's how I meet people. And Banworth, Wiener, I think you knew Steve Banworth, I think, maybe.
Yes, I remember the name, yes.
So when Dom wanted to go, he wanted to go to Overwatch 3. I couldn't go. I had to stay for work. I wasn't able to go, and I didn't want to keep them from that. I actually talked to Ban, and he's got 5 5 kids. Oh, absolutely. Okay, no problem. I trust him. He actually took my 14. God, was he 14 at the time? Would have been 4 years ago. Is that right? 14 or 13 years old at the time.
That's about right.
He went with Banworth. He took care of him the whole time. He ran with a team called War Dogs, which is now actually all a part of DEO. And they ran, and he didn't give him special. He just made sure he ran. He pushed him the whole time. One of the best milsims he's ever been to. He still talks about to this day. A year and a half later, unfortunately, we lost Ban. He passed away. The community as a whole, we got together. We had a we had a benefit game for him, raised money for his family, did the whole thing. That's community. That's what this sport should be. That's what I promote for the sport, and I really truly think and that's why I feel the way I do. Not to go back to 2 hours ago, I believe that much in this community that's where we should be.
All right, so here's the real reason why you named Papa.
I am this close to putting a bounty. I will absolutely have no problem putting a bounty out. No. No.
Up a Smurf. And I thought I had a bad bee named Wiener.
All right, gents, I gotta get off the stream. It was a pleasure meeting you all, and have a good night.
You too, Jim. Take care.
God.
You know, yourself up, don't you?
Oh my God, I enjoy the hell out of it, man. So, well, for people that watch the stream, but people don't know that usually Greg now makes sure that each time I call to answer the phone, because if not, I'm gonna leave some sort of little casting call for him, a little person casting call.
Hey, to be fair, I left a message too as a return request on a casting call. I don't know if you actually ever listened to that voicemail.
Oh yeah, I got it right here. I don't delete it. Hold on, I'll find it. Yeah,
I've responded to him. I don't mind.
Oh, I know. The smallest man with the biggest heart is how I think I'm going to start introducing you.
There's Tiny. Tiny remembers. Yeah.
No, Greg is younger than me.
Was that? No, I don't think. Was that the Hawaii trip, Tiny? I don't remember. I thought I was. I thought I had to. Oh. Maybe it was.
And it's like it's really interesting the way these two guys partner up. You have Greg and Tiny.
Oh yeah.
So Greg and Tiny. And Greg said, Tiny said it earlier, he'd rather give out hugs and smiles than, anything else. I've seen Tiny mad. Even I did a triple take and took a couple steps away.
Oh,
yeah.
Tiny's the gentle giant normally.
Yeah. Until it gets to a point, and then everybody's got that little tipping point, and once it gets tipped.
I get very upset when he gets upset.
Oh, I was like, know how happy I was that I was an admin when you came storming onto the field on Sunday? I was like, this has absolutely nothing to do with me.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
Not it.
It's not that I want to do that. It's I don't necessarily. Here we go. Hang on, I just wanted to share. Can I share my screen? I can. Yeah,
I think so. It's probably going to ask if you could share it. Yeah, it'll ask me.
Just wanted to share this photo right here, just real quick.
Oh yeah,
is that Sharon? There. Absolutely, probably one of my most favorite photos. Absolutely, that is the great, and that was at one of our events. That was fantastic, and that shows true man love right there.
It was great. I'm so glad you got your voice back too. So
yeah, that was. I don't know. We know. Yeah, you were there for that. Yeah. I haven't lost my voice in probably 20 years. So yeah, I'll blame it on being dehydrated.
Sure. You didn't do anything. You sat inside the.
He talked to everybody. He didn't do anything.
That whole thing ran itself. You're absolutely right. It ran itself. No, not at all.
He was inside the trailer the entire time.
No, I didn't shovel out 5.5 cases of burgers. Nah. I didn't. No, I didn't sell. I didn't sell a literal ton of BBs. Nah, absolutely not. Nah. What am I thinking?
Oh God.
Nothing at all.
There's certain buttons.
What are you talking about?
there's certain buttons. Once you find them, they're like big shiny red things. I can't help but push. No, Tiny man. The reality is like when you did it on the field, it was the thing is, it's like that's when you know that you actually have it. For Greg, and Tiny, you guys have something special because you did it at the appropriate moment. You know, when the explosion had to happen, it had to have happened. It wasn't a matter of, you know, oh, I'm just having a bad day. I didn't eat my Snickers. I'm just going to snap at people for no reason.
Right.
There's other individuals for that. Yeah. So the you know, when you guys do it, it's like I could count on my hand how many times I've seen Tiny explode.
Yeah.
You know, I can see how many times on my hand that I've seen Greg really mad. What I mean by mad, it's like, ooh, somebody's in trouble.
That was not. I wasn't happy. Obviously, I wasn't happy about that. About the entire scenario, it came to a head, and still. And I need to reiterate this while Tiny's listening, and the two of you can attest to this. It was still a really good event. People,
it was
a wonderful time.
Yep.
Absolutely, regardless, people still had a wonderful time. I've already had an after-action review with two of the team leads. I've met with Laz and with Alex Fallon. And both of them had wonderful things to say. Obviously, there's positive and negative, so you want to go over the whole thing in a true AAR. And we went through all of those, and the end of it was there may have been 15% negativity. That means there was 85% positivity. It means that's a success. That's an absolute success to me.
Yeah, because this was one of my badass moments of the day. Oh, man, I cannot wait for this shit to go.
And I want to let people know, all things considered, Tiny pieced that entire thing together himself as far as the design.
And he had to switch it up on the fly because of the lake that was your field. You know what it really was? It wasn't North versus South. It was the Venice game, you know. So this
and some of the props that didn't work, you know, things like that. It was still, I had a blast there, and I will come back down for another one of you guys' events.
So here's the thing: there was no. It's not a matter of salvaging it. You did everything that you had to, and the event went off. There was at the point of when the game had to end. It was the time to end the game. There was no more. There was nothing else that needed to be done. There was nothing else that went there. It was a learning curve for a couple of teams that needed to learn how DEO works, how how Op 31 is run. Mm-hmm. That's where the key was, that they did not understand how that field is, and the player base that was there. And then I also had a conversation with Laz today too, because he asked for a video. I sent the video, and we had a discussion to it. And it's like, like one of the biggest factors is that could turn people off is language. You know, in Miami, we have a different language set than even Central Florida. You know, we say things. Well, I won't say them, but there's some certain things that are said down in Miami that is acceptable to be said in Miami, but is not acceptable anywhere else. Especially not. Don't ever say that shit in Seattle, man. Holy shit. But this was like one of my epic moments. We just got done taking out a corner team, rezzed up.
Is that your OCA?
No. That's the PCC 9.
Okay. Oh, I worked on that one.
That's that D-barrel patch, baby.
I can't wait to see what my Crytek's going to do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're on 3-story right now.
I'm interested in testing that out also in my MTW, that barrel.
Yeah, and you can as long as it's a closed window. As long as it's that window.
So I wanted to point out, because you guys were talking a little bit, but let's play this back again.
Sorry, we didn't interrupt you. You know, in your glory.
No, it's not that. This is something that's important to the field, right? You don't call hits because I could slow it down if I if I go through the other video things and pull it up to see where the guy, to point out where he's actually shooting at. But when I did this move, I shot the guy twice.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
arguing with him. Jesus.
You can't hear anything?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah, he's claiming that he hit Joker.
Now you're dead. You're saying you're dead there?
Yeah, I called my hit. Even though I shot him, I called my hit.
That's
right?
the guy straight ahead. That guy straight ahead, right by the fence. Just past him, I should say. Okay.
Yeah. So
that would surprise me though.
So when it happened, I'm out.
Medic. Are we still live, by the way?
Yeah, we'll be done. We'll be done in 2 minutes.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
You didn't even shoot me. You hit me. You hit me, bro. You hit him. You didn't shoot me. 1, 2, 3, bro. No problem.
So the point about it is that the guy was shooting to the left of where he was aiming. He might not have realized it because when he was shooting at me, when I played back the video, you could actually see his BBs were to my left of me. When he shot at Yordi, he shot me. That's why I'm like, that's why you saw him put the hand down. You saw the BB fall down because he shot me right in the hand, and he wasn't hitting hard. But that's a hit is a hit. Even if you got hit in a trade or even if you thought somebody went out there, you should always call your hits, period. But that was like my epic moment. Doing that sweep, I didn't kill. I hit 11 people in that spree.
Kill. This is my field. You can say kill.
I'm also trying to get away from the whole kill thing too. Only for I don't know, it's a negative connotation, but I took out 11 people.
I say it took out.
Yeah. I've taken out a lot of guys.
Time, buddy.
What's that?
I'm responding to the chat. It's Phoenix Michael Thomas. So you're welcome anytime. Come on up.
Phoenix, bro, you got to come down and check out Op 31. What you got to do is hey, well, it looks like you might have work, unfortunately, back in Louisiana, brother. He's in the National Guard. Or he's a reservist, I think. One of the two. Anyway, he's in the military, and he almost didn't make it to Iron Fury because of, the storm. And now there's a Category 4 storm going right there.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Gosh, they've taken enough this year. Everybody's taking enough.
Yeah, Phoenix would come with me. So it's like I got to bring Phoenix down here. We could take like a 2 weeks so we can go to
Overwatch.
We can hit. Oh, yeah, he's coming down to Overwatch.
Awesome. Real quick.
Then
make sure you introduce all these guys to me because I only know them by their screen names and stuff. So I definitely want to meet everybody.
Well, Phoenix is Preach. I think you might have met him briefly if you're by my table, but
I could have.
Yeah. What were you going to say there, Greg?
The week prior, which is the 9th, January 9th, we do, and we've done this at every single one. We do the Road to Overwatch, which is our training day that we do.
I do remember. Yes, I remember that.
Yep, we do. We call it the Road to Overwatch, and it's a specialty game day where we do training. We take people through who've either never been or want a refresher course, and we teach breach and clear. We teach, cover fire, shoot, move, communicate. We teach all the basics on, room clearing and CQB movements. We teach all that kind of stuff so that they can be aware of what to expect when they go. We invite the Doomsday folks. We've had Pip and Bulldog out there to answer any questions anybody might have, last minute questions, things like that. So we always do the Road to Overwatch.
That's awesome.
Try to get that. So if Phoenix can make it down, if he wants to come down for something like that, also that's the week. It's always the 1 week prior to Overwatch.
Nice. Then more than likely, well, I don't know. I think I'm contractually obligated to show up to that, aren't I?
Yeah, you've already got. How much shit you giving away?
How much shit am I giving away? I'm
Yeah.
not telling you. Yeah, so just like you don't want to tell. You don't want to tell me shit. I'm not going to tell you shit. How about that? How do you like them apples, huh?
I'll tell you what we got. We have probably 5 different guns to introduce at Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we will have a table full, and we're finally able to bring out all of the stuff we've been talking about for all this time. It's taken a long time, but we're finally able to bring them out.
But yeah, that's
you guys grow from just a little single tent, little guy, tiny, and what's his name, and now you're like.
Well, I'm hoping
that's big time.
I'm hoping I get the branded. I hope I get the branded the stuff in time for like the table throws and the canopy for Battle Bus Adventures. So we're not sure if we're gonna have power out there, right? On Vendor Row.
Bring a generator.
Okay.
But I think we have some power. I just don't know. Like I said, with the new owners, I don't know what we have total. I know we're bringing generators ourselves too. So small generator for stuff, but I would.
Get a small one.
Yeah, but they're still supposed to have power that we can hook into. I mean, I think right off that main admin building where the safety brief and everything's going to be.
Because one of the things I want to do is definitely have the TVs up, like a TV up running, showing some of the stuff that we do and all that. Yeah, because obviously having the bus there and all that's going to be really cool. So, and then the other thing too is I got to get the door, the magnets done for the battle bug and the battle bus for the events and all that stuff.
You got the graphics from Pip?
Yes, Pip sent me your graphics. I already got the one for Dead End Outfitters. I just got to go buy them. Oh shit, Brax left. I need to get his graphic too. I'm not gonna be able to bring it in time, but I will have it first.
I know he did send it. I know he did send his over to Pip too, so Pip has them.
Yeah, no, I meant because we're I meant to have it in time for Boneyard, but everything got screwed up on it. But I can tell you right now, for me in Airsoft, it's been an adventure for the time I've been in. I am 1 year and 10 months into the sport, and it's just been really awesome. I met some really cool people, and that's what this sport brings. Really awesome people together where we all can have a really great time and do some awesome stuff together. Like now, Wiener.
Yo.
We're on tan. You're on tan.
Oh, shit, I'm on tan. I know that. I was like, holy crap. I saw that. That was the first thing I thought about. Damn it, I can't shoot poker.
Do you know why that happened?
The first thing I thought about. What's that?
Do you know why it happened?
Yeah, same thing. Numbers.
Oh, okay.
It happened last time too when I was not Lion Claws, but it was Lion Claw. Matter of fact, Iron Fury. They do not Iron Fury. Irene at the Guardian Center. It happened there too. So Steve Tom messaged me. Steve Tom of Dark Horse 6 Milsim and said we are going tan now. So I said okay, and we're going to be tan bottoms with multicam tops. We're at SOC. Yeah, we're going to be SOCOM. Well, you're SOCOM too, but we're SOCOM against the insurgents.
Okay, so because I am SOCOM, but we'll also have the battle bug there. So I know Lucky's our commander. So I told him that we're gonna have all sorts of interesting things go down with that. So at least one point in time,
buildings are wild.
I need you and I need Bulldog up in the battle bug just to get a video.
Well, at least for pictures wise and stuff like that, because we really are we're going to be under Dark Horse 6 wing under their wing. So I mean, we could. Yeah, it's just those guys are phenomenal, anyways. But they're also a sponsored team for Lion Claws with Blue. So I don't know how we ended up with those guys, but they are awesome. We had a couple blasts with them at the one you missed out on the mall event.
Yeah, that one that's still a sore subject.
I know it is. You got your money back, didn't you?
Huh?
You got your money back though.
That's not the problem, man. I don't give a shit about the money. What I care about is playing at a fucking mall, man.
Well, I know. We're gonna get another one here soon. There's still one up in Atlanta. Everybody's pushing for to try and get an event in there.
Yeah, next time there's a mall one, we need for the.
Oh yeah, believe me, I will go to any mall. I go to any building event, anything that's in the especially this one we're going this factory that we're going to up in. Now Kevin Crisper, he knows all about the factory, but the pictures he took of that place is just wow. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
And then you still don't have answers on COs yet.
No, but we know one that's not going to be a CO because, like you said, I don't know if you heard.
Yeah.
His wife's going, so his wife's going, so she's going to play, which is awesome, and he's going to he just wants to come down and play. So hey, and plus it's my Freddie Flex was one of the ones you were talking about. And he's going to be he's actually going to be a player, but he's bringing guys to go in the helicopter, and VFA is going to be there. Veterans for Airsoft. It's just this thing's blowing up big. It's going to be
Z Monster.
Z Monster.
That look, I just want to be able to shoot I can't wait to shoot the hell out of Greg with his own bug that he donated.
The Greg's will be green. That's right, with his own bug.
Mm-hmm. I wish you the best of luck on that. The best of luck.
He'll just crouch down, just crouch down.
If you guys use your Indestructible, because I know your Bluetooth password.
I'll change that shit when I get that. Why the hell is this shooting half a ball a second? A half a ball a minute. What the hell's the matter with this? God damn it, Greg. Give me the stoner. Guys, if you are going to Overwatch, I'm going to tell you now, start buying pyro. Start buying pyro because, sure, you can shoot the vehicles and all that, but the easiest way to take out a vehicle is with pyro. The bug is surprisingly hard to hit.
Grenades underneath it.
Yeah,
no, it's not. I shot it. I killed it. I was good.
The only reason why you're able to kill the bug is I was between two grenades. I'd rather give you the kill than give somebody else the kill.
Yeah, whatever. With my skill, I got your ass.
Hey,
I literally go. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with the event. I'm good. I got who I wanted.
I'm not saying my partner's got my back, but take a look at them comments right there. Just saying.
Airstrike all it.
Airstrikes. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, hold on a second. Wait. Let's wait. What was that about grenades?
Watch it. Oh, the one that missed?
Yeah, hold on.
There it is.
That wasn't yours.
No, that wasn't mine. Mine wasn't a grenade though. Mine was a shot, a tagging round. The marker that missed.
Well, I called them all grenades, so people.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, here comes Wiener's great shot here. 3.
That was the second one. Okay, it's only the second time I shot that damn thing.
Right there.
Yeah, that's one. I was like, oh crap. I had so much fun at that event. I don't care who you were, what side team you're on.
It was fun.
It was just a blast. And same thing at Greg's at Op 31. I had so much fun. I mean, I was up on top of the roof of the 2-story there, just keeping those guys from getting in from the CQB field, kept them from getting to my flag. They were not getting my flag, and we won. We got it. One of the Falco brothers, and I don't know who the other guy was behind us. It was just us 3 up there. He took a shot in the back of the head. Holy smokes. But
I got to relay a comment from Fallon, by the way. He told me today during the after-action review that he got to play in and on more structures at my event than he did at the previous event he just left.
All
right. I can see which one that was. I'm just saying that's what he shared with me.
So I'm going to tell you this right now, Tiny, right? If I see your ass coming towards me in that ATV, I'm throwing the bug in reverse and going the other direction. I don't care if my bug's on fire.
I promise.
Yes, please answer him. Please answer that question honestly for him, please.
To Alex?
Yes, please.
Yes, I promise. I swear to God. I swear to God, man. I had a blast. I just wish I could have probably stayed through the second half. I just couldn't.
So even though I left the field, even though I realized my temper was flaring, I still did some epic moments on that game. So I just realized where my limit was. I was at it, and I still had fun. I had fun the night before. I had fun eating a ton of water the night before when I fell, but the gun didn't hit the water. So Alex, with no doubt, brother, it was a fun event. So I had a great time. And all that. So we have a question from Tactical Sheep. Do you have a rough count of vehicles yet? I know of 3 on tan. Technically 4, but 3 on tan. So I'll have the Battle Bug, the gun truck. Braxton's bringing his gun, and then his Humvee, and then the battle bus will be a stationary takeable objective in the center of the field. I believe near the flagpole. But I don't know if any. But Humvee, I imagine that the Junkies guys are bringing their Humvee.
Yeah, of course they always do.
And I believe Echo 4 is going to bring.
You know what? I don't think was it there last time.
Yeah, it was there at Northern Watch.
And Northern Watch there was, yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. No, Northern Watch. I'm talking the last Overwatch.
I know they're not. Say
that again.
I said I'm not sure if Fallon and them are bringing theirs or not because I know they're not running a TFR. They're just running the JTFs, right?
Correct. That is correct. Yes, but they may still bring it. I'm sure they'll bring it.
Yeah, okay,
I think they're still going to bring it.
Yeah. Sort of the gist I got was that he's probably bringing at least 1, if not 2 vehicles to that event because while some of the guys are going to be they're going to be doing JTF missions at night, I know Fallon really wants to do the helicopter missions as well. Yeah. But it's only 6 out of the 20 guys.
Well, do we know if his the Fox driver? What's his name? Crap.
Fox. Right?
Fox. Yeah. Is he bringing his tanks or stuff down, or I don't
know offhand, but that was sort of the gist I got from it that they're bringing some stuff down. I mean, obviously, you're going to know better than I.
Yeah, and I haven't heard 100% yet, but I know we're going to need 2 transports and stuff like that to move people around, and they've got the transports too. But
So let me just say also that I'm phrasing this appropriately, guys. If any Uncle Four is listening, I am not committing your guys' vehicles or anything else. It's just the gist I got. I could be wrong. All right, but I doubt it. No, in a way that I know one thing for sure. It's going to be loud. Whatever they do is going to be loud.
Loud. Oh,
Wear ear pro.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, we are at 3 hours and 13 minutes and 55 seconds. We're going to go ahead and end this broadcast. So the other guys left before I could do the extra the exit intros, but to my
other way,
you're
that way.
There you go.
Yeah, you're over there.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's Greg Papa Reese, the man. Ow. Ooh. That was my computer I just punched.
No wonder it doesn't work.
AJ Tactical, I believe, is going to be there, right? AJ's Tactical?
Yes, AJ's Tactical. Yep.
I don't know if he's bringing his labor engraver or not, but
I would hope he does.
Probably will if he's setting up his set. Yeah, he probably will. It's going to be a big enough event. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this event's going to be huge, guys. Come on, it's going to be freaking huge.
Yeah.
So I want to go ahead and say thank you, Papa. Greg Papa Reese from Dead End Outfitters.
Yep.
Rob Wiener from Doomsday Airsoft. I am Joker from Players Wanted. And until next time we see on the field, until next time we see you out on the field. Shut the fuck up before until next time we see you on the field, you guys all stay safe and call your hits. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great night.
Thank you, guys.